Nothing yet.
Please stay together and try to be quiet.
Ready? Go.
Now, we've seen a few things that might persuade a rational person not to become a gangbanger.
You ain't down with the gang cutters? You should stop wearing whack clothes.
Good advice for the fashion-sensitive. Go left. Anyone else?
Do we get to eat lunch here?
Our field trip does not include a stop at the cafeteria, a fact for which we can all be extremely grateful. Let's gather at the nurses' station. Please, please put that down. Put it down. Why else should you not join a gang?
At least if I'm in the gang, I know my homies got my back.
If you don't join a gang in the first place, then you don't need a homie watching your back.
I'm not afraid of no danger.
Me either. Afraid of no danger?
That's right, dog.
Boys and girls, this is Dr. Singer. He's going to show us what happens when your homies fail to get your back.
Let's go this way. This is Roberto. He was shot yesterday in a drive-by. You up to this?
Oh, man.
Dude caught a brick.
The chest tube is draining fluid from Roberto's chest cavity. We had to remove part of his lung. He's suffering a pretty serious infection in his abdomen because of bullet fragment damage to the large intestine and the bowel. We cut him open and retracted the ribs to get to the affected areas.
How many bullets he catch, man?
Mac 10, full clip. Hollow point, dude.
Roberto was struck by one 9mm bullet. Further operations are going to be necessary to remove the other bullet fragments. Does anybody know what a catheter is? It collects the urine that he's unable to expel himself. Colostomy bag. When he leaves here, he'll have to learn to change this twice a day. Roberto will no longer have control of his bladder or his bowel movements. So we had to insert a tube.
Oh. It's always the big ones.
Your Honor, in the divorce settlement, Mr. Plant retained ownership of the farm. But my client, Mrs. Ella Plant, won custody of its contents.
Including the disputed, cow?
Mrs. Plant now wants to take the cow, which is her property.
To Texas.
I'm adjudicating the custody of a cow?
Texas is cattle country. They eat steak and eggs for breakfast, barbecued steak sandwiches for lunch, and steak au jus for dinner.
Is this a real case?
Incredibly, yes, Your Honor.
Well, I don't have.
Are you all right, Judge Gray?
This is surreal, isn't it? I think this is surreal. Do I have a fever?
I don't know. Would you like to take a recess?
No. Let's get the cow settled.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Plant is simply an angry vegetarian.
I object to counsel referring to vegetarians as angry.
Is there something special about this cow? And if so, what is it?
Remember how I invited you to attend the ballet this weekend?
Yes. Remember how I accepted?
Well, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to take a rain check.
I knew you were just showing off.
I have to go out of town on a business trip. Short, 4 days.
Business trips should be short. Vacations should be long.
When's the last time you had a vacation?
Me? Last time I had a vacation was, I can't remember when.
Well, Charles was going to join me, but he had to cancel at the last minute.
That's unfortunate.
Uh-huh. Well, since I have to make this trek by myself, I'd like to make it a little more exciting. And It would sure be a lot more exciting if you were to come along with me.
That's fortunate, but I don't even know where you're going.
China.
I can't just run off with you to China, can I?
I promise you it'll be a trip you'll never forget. I'll send a limo to your house to pick you up. We'll fly over in my Lear jet. It'll be just the two of us.
I have always wanted to see China. But I can't go. There's too much to do at Sanctuary House and at work.
Well, I guess we can stand on the Great Wall and watch the sunset over the bamboo trees some other time.
I'd have to ask my supervisor if I could go to China.
Yeah, I read somewhere that F. Scott Fitzgerald never took a lunch break when he wrote. Break to drink, yeah.
Really?
Me, I never let something like the great American novel get in between me and a cheesesteak sub.
I got a new job. Big promotion. I'll be assistant program director at a major market NPR station.
That's great. That is great. That's exactly what you wanted.
Well, yeah, the only problem is KQED is in,
KQED? Wait, isn't that...
San Francisco.
You couldn't pick someplace further away? What about the space station? They probably have openings there.
Vincent, don't be like that.
It's 3,000 miles away.
A 5-hour plane ride. I don't want to leave you. But this is an incredible opportunity for me, and I don't see how I can pass it up. Do you? We could be bi-coastal. See how it goes.
Yeah, bi-coastal.
People do it. It could work. We're young. We have stamina, imagination.
Oh, Sean, I was wondering.
Maxine, I was wondering if a day can go by when I don't get a phone call complaining about something you've done.
Excuse me?
Scaring teens with a gore session at the hospital?
It was a very effective lesson. A serious deterrent to joining gangs.
A mother called complaining her son was so frightened he wet his pants.
Subtlety gets you nowhere in this job, Sean. You know that. And if you don't, you should.
I have been over backwards accommodating you, Maxine, giving you time off for Sanctuary House and looking the other way while you bend the rules. I've about reached my limit.
Well, if you're thinking of suspending me, now would be a good time because I would like a few days off.
Apparently, I'm gonna have to set some boundaries around here in order to get you to behave.
Sean, you're overreacting.
You're grounded.
I what?
You brought this on yourself.
Did you say grounded? As in I can't use the car and the phone or no TV? What?
Until you learn that there are consequences for your actions, you're on desk duty.
I'm sorry, but I've been doing this too long.
Yo, I don't want to hear your emeritus speech, Maxine. This is my job, and I am accountable to people. It is the height of selfishness to put other people's careers at risk in order to satisfy your own ego. It is not all about you.
I see. If that's all, I'm sure there's some pressing work I have to attend to.
Take the afternoon off. Go home, cool your heels.
I don't need to go home.
I don't want to see your St. Jerome the Martyr act all day.
I would never dream
Go
of...
home now.
Your Honor, Mr. Anderson and I are representing our respective clients. To be fair, I move that the court appoint a guardian ad litem to look after Nellie's best interests.
You want me to appoint a lawyer for a cow? Well, instead of preparing briefs, I suppose he'll prepare beefs. That's funny, isn't it?
Your Honor, this is all about Ms. Cochran's client objecting to his ex-wife remarrying.
How long have we been on this case?
An hour and 15 minutes.
Well, that is ridiculous. We have real cases. I'm inclined to turn Nellie over to DCF.
Court will recess 10 minutes.
Judge Gray.
Down to call a doctor. Judge Gray.
We need an ambulance.
Judge Gray.
You got a judge now.
Judge Gray.
I'm telling you, I'm fine. I don't need to go to bed. Did someone paint the chambers?
Judge Gray, you're at home.
Sit around the bed.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'll make you some tea.
What's my mom doing here?
Maybe we should take her to the hospital.
She babbles when she gets a fever. She's been that way ever since she was a little girl. Oh, my goodness. She really is hot.
Doctor examined her at the courthouse. He says it's just a flu.
I told her to get a flu shot.
Well, I don't want to get a flu shot. You know why? Because you get the flu.
Is there anything else I can do?
No, thank you, Bruce. I'll take it from here.
Goodbye, Judge Gray.
Goodbye, Bruce. Have fun. Why are you home?
I'm grounded.
Okay.
Judge Gray passed out in court.
What?
Judge Gray passed out in court. Hi, Peanut.
You kidding me?
Doctor says it was the flu. A lot of it going around. Bruce took her home.
Well, I better go see how she's doing.
No! Germs, baby, not a good combination.
Yeah, right.
You can back to work. I got this covered. Thanks.
Well, work isn't going so well.
What's wrong?
I got a lot on my mind. Carol's leaving.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. She got an incredible job opportunity in San Francisco.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Did you try and talk her out of it?
No, I can't do that. This job is a big deal for her. It's a promotion. There's more money, more prestige. It'd be selfish to ask her to turn it down for my sake.
Vincent. You really don't get it, do you?
What?
The secret language of women. Carol told you about a promotion because she wants you to try and talk her out of it.
She does?
She wants you to say you can't imagine life without her. She has no intention of moving. And even if she does, what she really wants is for you to stop her.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, Mr. Too Smart for the room. Don't fight back. Let her go. Women love that kind of thing.
Jillian, I'm home.
Aaron, what's going on?
He heard from Evie.
Evie? She called me this afternoon. They want to give him back. They want what?
Evie and Rondell want to give Ned back to us.
The happily ever after scenario didn't work out. They're not staying together, and neither she nor Rondell is interested in being a single parent. You're kidding. She thinks Ned belongs with you. How soon can we get him back? I just need time to get the paperwork together. Oh, my God. Honey, we can have him back.
I know.
It's amazing. Isn't it amazing? It's what we've been praying for.
Tell her no.
Honey,
The answer is no.
you can't mean that.
I do mean it. I don't want him back. And I don't want to discuss it.
Jillian.
Spades. Your turn. Mom? Mom?
What happened?
It's your turn.
Oh. What are we doing?
Crazy Eights.
Brought you ginger ale, lots of ice. Lauren, what is going on?
Mommy and I are playing cards.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are. I'm winning.
I told you not to bother your mother.
I'm not bothering her. She loves Crazy Eights.
What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. You need to get ready for bed.
But Mommy's lonely.
She's not lonely. She needs rest. And the last thing I need is for both of you to have the flu. Well, who in the world is that?
I'll get it.
No, you won't. You'll get ready for bed. Now.
Is your phone off the hook?
As a matter of fact, it is. I was trying to let Amy get some rest. She's got the flu.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope this won't interfere with our plans.
Plans?
You, me, China?
Oh, my God, China. I nearly forgot.
Good heavens, woman, what does it take to impress you?
I had an eventful day.
Now, so did I. My schedule got all turned around, so we're gonna have to leave sooner than I expected. Plane takes off at midnight. Can you be ready by then?
No, I can't.
Well, yeah, just throw some things in a bag and we'll get whatever you need when we get there.
Jared, I can't go.
Well, why? Why not?
Amy's really sick, and I have to take care of her, and Lauren.
Well, just can't you ask Vincent to babysit?
Well, also, I've been grounded at work.
Excuse me?
My supervisor's mad at me because of a little proactive maneuver I instigated, and he's put me on desk duty for a while. There's not a chance he'd give me the time off.
So he's going to punish you? Oh, come on, Maxine. No, he can't do that. Well, the whole department would collapse without you.
He's really mad at me, Jared. I like my job. I wouldn't enjoy it anyway. I'd be too guilty.
Well, I don't suppose China will be going anywhere.
Grandma! I can't find the toothpaste.
I'll be right up, honey.
Are you kissing my grandma?
Oh, I was about to, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Try to miss me.
I'll work on it.
Grandma!
Coming!
Judge Gray really appreciates you filling in for her. We have a fairly light docket, Judge Brazil. 4 mini trials, 2 neglect cases, then a short break before 2 custody cases.
I don't take breaks.
What about lunch?
I'll grab a cup of coffee and some melon balls on the bench. Will you arrange for that, please?
Yes, sir.
Do I look like the kind of man that would turn away good advice?
I really couldn't say, sir.
Well, I'm not. So feel free to speak up.
Well, sir, since you asked, juvenile neglect cases can be pretty draining.
When I sat in the criminal court dealing with grown-up crime, I looked in the eyes of a dozen psychopaths before I read the paper, and lo, they knew fear. So I hope you're not offended that I'm rejecting your advice.
Not at all. So you'd like me to add another 6 cases to your docket?
Despite your ludicrous height, I find I like you.
As the sun grows warm, we reveal our true natures, stashing away our gray and green and brown flannels
I
in
love you,
favor of
and I don't want you to take the job and move away.
Vincent, we're in the air.
I don't care.
More
Tell the whole world. I don't want the woman I love to move across the country.
This time of day, we have about a dozen listeners.
Hey. Why don't we wear the colorful clothes in the winter? When our eyes meet.
I'm an idiot, obviously, which you know already. And I didn't do what I should have done before, but I'm doing it now. I think you're terrific. You're beautiful, and you're smart, and you get me, which which is not easy. I mean, you make it look easy, and the thought of you moving away, it's wrong.
Vincent,
Please, no. I know you're gonna say that I'm too late, but I'm not. I'm not too late. I want to be with you, Carol, every day. And if we're on opposite coasts, then it's retarded.
Vincent,
please, I don't care if you've already accepted the offer. Phone them up and tell them that you changed your mind because somebody is so in love with you that he'll die if you move away. And he should have said something when it first came up, but he didn't because he's a moron. They'll understand if you tell them you're in love with a moron.
I love you too, and I want us to be together, but I'm taking that job.
Carol.
No, you're not too late. It has nothing to do with your timing. It's a great job, and I'm gonna take it. I'm the one with bad timing, because when I first told you about the job, I should have asked you what I'm gonna ask you now. Come with me.
Come with you?
Yeah, why not?
I can't just move. I live here. I have stuff here.
You know, they make these really big trucks.
Here's the paperwork on that, Judge Frisell.
DCF requested the original OTC.
That was based on a CHS mistake.
In conjunction with the OTC, DCF is requesting a PPS until a permanent foster care situation can be found.
Wait, just hold up, everybody. What the hell are they talking about?
The Department of Children and Families requested an order for temporary custody. The social workers took the foster children away from the lady in the wheelchair.
Why?
That's what we're here to find out.
Oh. Mr. Yorkin, why did you people take the children away from the woman in the wheelchair?
One of our FASUs, in accordance with FAFAS guidelines, concluded that because of
A foster and adoption service unit from the Foster Adoptive Family Assessment System.
Case in point, 2-year-old Sophie nearly drowned in the bathtub.
My full strength isn't back. I lost my grip, but I'm getting stronger every day.
While we admire Mrs. Pierce's determination, our job is to protect the children.
My client is in the process of adopting these children. If the DCF extends the OTC, then KFAP will demand a PPT, and you know what that means.
Frankly, I have stopped caring. What do the kids want?
With all due respect, Your Honor, it's irrelevant at their age.
They love me. They want to live with me. Just because my legs don't work, is that any reason to pull apart my family?
Are you completely miserable?
You'll be delighted to know I am.
Well, every now and then it's good for you to remember what the administrative side of this job is like.
Well, I like the administrative side. There's no blood or tears or pain. I find it soothing, like ironing or balancing my checkbook.
And then why are you miserable?
Blame it on China.
China. Not the country?
It's personal.
How can China be personal?
I had an opportunity to go to China, and then I ran afoul of you. So instead of being in China with the man I love, I'm stuck at this desk. That's why I'm miserable. May I go back to work now? Please don't tell me you would have let me go to China.
Of course I would have. You deserve some time off. Why didn't you say something? Am I so unreasonable a boss you couldn't ask for a few days off to go to China? God, I suck at this job.
Sean, I am not going to comfort you when I'm the one that didn't get to go to China. Sean, you are a good boss. It's my fault for not asking. Sometimes I can be stubborn as an old ox. You did the right thing.
God, Maxine. China.
I woke up because I heard my mother screaming, and I smelled something bad, and it hurt.
What hurt, Susie?
My arms and hands. I was on fire. I didn't know a person could burn.
You're a very brave young girl.
Where was your mother?
She was putting her coat over me, trying to put out my arms and hands.
Your Honor, since she lost her job and apartment 9 months ago, Mrs. Williams and her daughter have been living in her car.
Both of them living in the car.
My client made every effort to rescue her child, sustaining some serious burns herself.
And the car was on fire.
When Mrs. Williams fell asleep smoking, Your Honor.
It was an accident. I look for work all day, but when you don't have an address, it was an accident.
DCF has filed a petition of neglect and request immediate removal.
No, please. Please. I quit smoking.
But you still live in a car.
I like the car. I love my mother.
Judge Mazzell, you want to take a 15-minute recess? 15-minute recess.
We need our guest room back. I thought green would be nice. We can stick a bookshelf along this wall. You're home early.
I just came from a meeting with Aaron.
Why? Are you looking into a divorce?
I wasn't seeing him about us. I want Ned back.
No, Peter. I won't go through it.
You don't understand. I'm not asking. I want my son back. And if I have to raise him as a single father, then that's what I'm prepared to do.
You'd sacrifice our marriage? Peter, losing Ned, I can't bear that much pain again. Even the thought of it, I just can't.
I've been so angry at you, Jillian. I can barely look at you. It's killing me, and it's killing our marriage.
Angry? Why?
We gave up Ned without a fight.
It was a fight we couldn't win.
I know it was. And I let you convince me it would be better for Ned to let him go. Maybe you were right, I don't know. But when I agreed, I was definitely wrong. I should have fought to the death for our son, and I couldn't live with the fact that we didn't. But we have another chance. And if I don't take it, I won't be able to live with myself or with you. It's that simple. So, I'm gonna get my son back. And, the only question is, are you gonna be there too?
Why didn't you tell me you felt this way right from the start?
Because I love you, and I let that shut everything else out.
What if Evie changes her mind again?
Then we'll take Ned and we'll run away to South America. I don't know. But Ned's my son, and I won't give him up. Not a second time.
Judge Rizzo.
Kids on fire. Kids want the mothers back. Mothers.
I'm sorry I was unable to add more cases to the docket, so we're done for today.
Thank you.
We'll do better tomorrow.
Okay, Sean, here is the subacute census tracking report. Stamford got their numbers in late, so that'll be an addendum. What's happened?
I just took a message from Jared Duff's son, Charles.
I have very little interest in anything that Charles has to say.
Mr. Duff's plane is overdue in Honolulu. Quite a lot overdue, Maxine.
Well, what about radar or radio?
The plane's disappeared from radar. There's been no radio contact. I'm gonna drive you home, Nancy.
Nonsense, I can drive myself home. Planes are overdue all the time.
Maxine, I'm gonna drive you home.
Yes, that might be best.
When was the last radio contact? And where was that? Did they report any problems? Weather, mechanical difficulties? Is it possible they just went off course? I see. Well, just please call us as soon as you know anything. Oh, okay. Thank you.
I have to make this soup for Amy. She hasn't eaten all day. You don't have to stay, Sean. It's been a long day, and you need to get home. I have to make this.
I don't mind staying.
She hasn't eaten all day.
Evie. Come in.
That won't be necessary.
Okay. Well, here he is.
Hey.
He's got 2 teeth.
Evie.
Reading girly stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's a really good section in there on introducing solid foods.
I
want to go. What?
Well, I just wanted to say that I know I've been incredibly bitchy about stuff. I can't blame you for not wanting to pull up stakes and risk everything on a cross-country move with the world's most domineering woman, even if she is a little fun and smart and thinks you're fabulous. I mean, who wants to put all their eggs in that kind of a basket? It's a very cranky, opinionated basket. And I can't blame you for not wanting to go with me, except you just said that...
I want to go with you.
You do?
I love the basket.
But what about your family?
Time for a different family. You, me, San Francisco, brand new people, brand new problems. Really good bread.
Wow. I never thought you'd say yes.
You want to take it back?
No. Wow. So we're really gonna do this grown-up thing?
Yeah. Will you go with me to tell my family?
Right now?
Maybe a lot later.
What happened? I brought you some soup. Talk about weird dreams. It's like an acid flashback. If I'd ever done acid, which I haven't, friends told me about it.
Eat this soup. You need some food in your body.
Did I hear male voices downstairs, or was that part of the dream?
Sean Potter drove me home. I made him some tea.
I thought it might be Jared.
No. Eat your soup.
Mom, can you quiz me on my spelling words?
Lauren, I've told you 100 times to leave your mother alone. Don't be a pest.
But I have a test tomorrow.
I will quiz you.
You're too grumpy.
I promise not to be grumpy.
Mom, is everything okay?
Everything is fine. Eat.
I can't sit up.
I'll get it.
Let Mr. Potter get it.
Mom, I can tell when something is upsetting you.
Amy, I'm fine. I've had a long day at work, and it's difficult to take care of everybody and be all happy and pleasant about it, and I'm a little overwhelmed.
Oh, Ma, tell me.
There is nothing to tell.
Why is Sean here?
Open up.
I can feed myself.
Grandma, it's for you.
Who is it?
That man.
What man?
The one who was kissing you.
Jared?
Jared?
Oh, yeah, I know. I should have called first. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We thought you were gone.
Well, I was gone.
We thought you were dead.
You thought what?
They said your plane was missing and you were supposed to be in Honolulu. And they said you were missing.
No. They had engine trouble. So we turned around. I didn't want to take any chances.
No.
But I'm here now. I'm here. Everything's all right. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
I should probably go now.
Oh.
Take the morning off, Maxine.
Hey. You want to get married?
Oh. That's not fair.
Well, I just figured it was worth a shot.
I did.
Horizon.
Horazen?
Try again.
Am I close?
Nope.
Morning.
Morning.
Jared.
Huh, how are you, Vincent?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, this is Carol.
Oh. Hello, Carol.
Hi. Is my mom around?
Yo, she's still sleeping. She had a hard night last night.
Oh?
She thought I was dead.
Really?
Want some tea?
Sure.
Huh. So, what brought you out so early this morning?
We just had something to talk to my mom about.
Huh.
Good morning.
Morning, Amy.
See, I knew something was going on.
Nothing's going on.
You want some tea?
Sure.
You feeling better?
Yeah, much.
Horizen.
Closer. Try again.
What's going on? I get sick for 2 days and nothing makes any sense.
Yeah, we got any Pop-Tarts?
Ooh, that sounds good. Thanks, Jared. Hey, Munchkin.
Hi, Mom.
Why didn't anyone wake me?
You needed to sleep. You want some tea?
Sure. Why is everyone here?
I don't know.
I'll make some eggs.
Oh, no. You go sit down, relax.
No trouble at all.
If anyone's going to make eggs, it's going to be me.
No, Jared, really.
Morning. Everyone ready for a pleasant surprise?
Why not? Oh, my God.
He's back. For good.
Oh, my God. Oh, my. Oh, my
What happened?
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, a case focuses on a suicidal mother. Judging Amy is next on TNT.
What's 7 times 6?
42.
Mom, don't tell her.
But my homework is late.
Well, whose fault is that?
Katie's?
Why?
She was supposed to get here early to help me with it, but she has the flu.
Katie has the flu?
Yes, she just called.
The flu is and she can't take care of Lauren?
Yes, that flu.
Oh, man.
What's 8 times 12?
I have no idea. I don't.
Great. It's just great. Oh, Mom, these cups are all chipped. So we have these dishes. Are we paupers? Don't we deserve decent china?
I can look after Lauren this afternoon if that's what's troubling you.
Anything's troubling me. Lauren hasn't finished her homework and Katie's not here, and I was supposed to go out of town, but I guess I can't.
Out of town? Why?
To be on TV.
On Nickelodeon?
No. It's a syndicated talk show.
What do they want you to talk about?
Summer fashion trends, Ma. But what do you think? Pros and cons of the juvenile justice system. I'm the pro. But I only told them maybe, and I don't really want to do it, so this is probably a good excuse.
Amy, you have to do it.
Well, I'm a judge, Mom. I'm not allowed to have political opinions.
But this is an important issue. The juvenile justice system is in serious danger of going away.
Well, that's political, and I can't comment.
Then why do they want you?
Exactly. It's a resource, I guess.
Well, you have to go and be a resource and then find ways to slip your opinion in.
You're trying to get me impeached? I'd have to stay overnight.
I have a light schedule.
Mommy, you should do it. Nobody else's mom is on TV.
Amy, they're professionals. They can cover up that zit.
You think?
33-year-old Bonnie Manning is married to 45-year-old Philip Manning. He's been living in the house for a year. Bonnie has 2 children from a previous marriage, including the victim, 5-year-old Janie.
How'd they find us?
Emergency room. Janie was brought in with vaginal tearing just before midnight yesterday. The rape kit showed no semen, but there were traces of spermicide, probably from a condom.
Did the police question the stepfather?
Mm-hmm. No one has the least idea how this could have happened. Mr. Manning says he went into Janie's bedroom to make sure she was tucked in and found blood.
Where was Mom?
Out with friends.
No one's spoken with Janie yet. Good. What's your thinking?
Sarah's our best when it comes to the little ones.
So you were married for 8 years, you've been divorced for 2, and you're looking to adjust the visitation schedule for your 9-year-old daughter, Susan. Are these particulars accurate?
Yes.
Good. Now, can I ask what you hope to achieve through this mediation?
An objective, informed opinion on how we can best serve our daughter.
Mrs. Crawford?
He thinks Susan should spend more time with him.
We're not interested in doing all the finger pointing. Our daughter Susan is a flighty kid.
She's been diagnosed with ADHD.
What Susan needs is structure, rules, and limits. And she's not getting any of that from her mother's house.
It is true that I've never been a disciplinarian.
When you say structure, you mean?
For instance, a set time for homework in a quiet place with no television in the background, no endless access to sugar and junk food, and a sensible bedtime.
She wears me down on everything. I hate arguing with her, and she knows it. It's not her fault, really, that I cave in.
And she's not able to wear you down?
I don't wear her down.
So that doll is you. Janie, can you show me where you were hurt when you went to the hospital? And who took you to the hospital?
Philip.
Can you show me? Janie, I'd like to talk about what happened before Philip took you to the hospital.
You know what I miss? I miss the good old days when if a suspect didn't tell you what you wanted to hear, you whacked him over the head with a phone book. Of course, that doesn't work very well with 5-year-old sexual abuse victims.
Detective Fraser's kidding. She has a very dry sense of humor.
I'm gonna split, Maxine.
Me too.
Is it politically correct to offer you a push?
The only reason you even have the guts to offer is that you carry a gun.
Can you show me? You don't have to say anything, Janie. Just show me, with the dolls, what happened to you. You were asleep on your bed?
We got him.
Fran, wait.
Jonathan, she picked up the doll. How fast can we issue a warrant for Philip Manning's arrest?
Wait.
Yes, Maxine.
Look at the doll.
Are you sure That's the right doll?
Oh, my God. Not the stepfather. It's her brother.
Vincent, I have a headache.
Please.
Fine. Wear the jacket. A man can't go wrong with a jacket to meet his agent.
I can't. I only have one jacket. I wore it last time. Mom. And Lauren with her overnight bag.
I have an emergency. Amy's in New York. Katie has the flu. Something big has come up at work. I'm invoking your responsibilities as an uncle.
Mom, I can't. I gotta meet my agent tonight.
It's an invocation, Vincent. It's binding. I'm sorry. You were born on the hottest day of the year. 19 hours of labor. They wanted to use forceps, but I refused.
I could have been paralyzed.
You know how I hate to use that.
If you do this for me, I will never ask you for wardrobe advice again.
How old are you again? 8. I can work with that.
Detective Fraser, would you please tell us why we're here? I think maybe Robert knows, don't you, Robert?
No.
Do you know what DNA evidence is, Robert?
You mean like from blood?
I thought the doctors didn't find semen.
Yeah, but the little perv doesn't know that. If he's even old enough to produce any.
Jonathan, we might all like you better if you didn't enjoy this so much.
No, not just blood. Any bodily fluid. Blood, saliva, semen. We took a sample of spit from the edge of your glass earlier.
Wait a minute, you can't do that.
Is there something you want to tell your mother, Robert?
Okay, I'm taking him home right now. He's not under arrest. I will take him home.
Okay, here's the way it works, Robert. You're paying attention? In a few minutes, somebody's going to come in that door and tell me if your spit matches what we found on Janie's underwear.
Maxine, she's lying to him.
Now, the moment I read that lab report, it's out of my hands. I'm required by law to formally arrest you.
I think I hear my cue.
This is coercion.
Detective Fraser is experienced in adult interrogation. Remind her the rules are different for children.
Success makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Failure feels worse.
Right now, we're just people talking in a room. But with a formal arrest, it is all lawyers and judges and, well, to be honest, jail. I don't think you'd like jail, Robert.
My God, Maxine.
She doesn't get it.
He's a child. This is crazy. How can you say that?
Here are the lab results, Detective Fraser.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Robert?
Wait. If I admit it was me, what happened?
No, Robert.
If you tell us what happened willingly, it goes on your record. Who knows? Maybe we can work something out, keep this from going to trial.
No, I want a lawyer for my son. He didn't do it. Yes, I did. I hurt Janie. Sorry, Mom. Sorry.
Robert Valdez, you're under arrest for the rape of Jane Valdez.
Give me a rehearsal on camera 2.
Thanks. Now, Bill will introduce you and the other guest, and then he'll say school shootings, juvenile violence, blah, blah, blah. What's the answer? Now, you'll both have a chance to comment, and Bill will interrupt you about 20 times each.
And the other guest is,
Congressman Howlett.
Oh, God. He's really conservative, isn't he?
But you're prettier.
Well, he realizes I'm a judge, right? I have to stick to legal issues. I really can't discuss politics.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Now, your call time is 6 a.m. Yeah, I know. But you can do your own hair, and they'll just touch it up if it needs anything. Don't wear plaid because it'll strobe. Is that a pimple on your chin? Come on, I'll show you where makeup is.
What's the problem? It took Detective Fraser less than 20 minutes to get a confession.
She terrified a 12-year-old boy.
He should be terrified. He raped his sister.
You people slay me. That bit with the underpants was brilliant. We should be drinking champagne and toasting this woman.
There's a very good chance a judge will disallow the confession.
Because I lied to the boy.
Yes, and pressured him.
He was apprised of his rights. There was an interested adult in the room with him.
If Robert was an adult, your tactics would be acceptable. But children are more easily coerced, and juvenile court judges take that into account.
Peggy did exactly...
Jonathan. I'm sorry.
Oh, crap, they got you. It's like invasion of the body snatchers around here. Are we going to at least put this kid in jail? Considering, after all, he did rape his 5-year-old sister? Oh, apparently we think a good talking to might be enough.
Where does a 12-year-old boy get the idea to rape a 5-year-old girl?
Been for a cruise on the internet lately?
Most underage molesters have been molested themselves.
The boy wore a condom. It's learned behavior.
The stepfather?
According to the police report, Mr. and Mrs. Manning used condoms as their preferred form of birth control.
Hey, I'd love it. I mean, it'd be quite a feather in our cap to snag a kitty diddler.
Jonathan, if you weren't already in a wheelchair, I would feel a distinct urge to put you into one myself.
Sticking a child in jail, that's a tragedy, right? Getting a child molested, that's the bomb.
We've actually met before, Alan. I interviewed you for NPR on transmogrification of genre.
Ah, yes, I recall. You were very animated. No, I mean it in a good way. I.e., energetic, not obnoxious. Have you read Vincent's pages?
Yes, I thought they were wonderful.
I found them very interesting.
Interesting.
Gets off to a slow start. My suggestion would be that you cut it by at least a third.
What?
You need to hit the ground running. All the setup with the rabbi and his son, especially those years in Yonkers. It's a bit ponderous.
Ponderous.
Oh, Carol, it's okay. Actually, Alan, I was thinking of it as kind of an epic, so naturally it would be long.
Epics don't sell.
They don't? So I guess Cold Mountain was a freak thing?
Yes, it was. I think the son should tell the father he's going to be a stockbroker in the first 10 pages.
But no one would know who the guys are. What's at stake? I mean, good storytelling depends on letting the audience know who the characters are before you break their heart, right?
My advice would be make it shorter, add a few women characters, and cut the flashbacks.
Look, I know I don't get paid for my opinion, but I think you really missed what Vincent is trying to do here.
Carol.
No, this is a wonderful, compelling story about a father who has devoted his entire life to God and the spiritual path, only to watch his son turn his back on it. For what? A Ferrari and a cell phone? I mean, Vincent's not trying to get on Oprah's book club.
Oh, God forbid.
He's trying to say something meaningful and important here, and for you to discourage him is... All I can say is it's a good thing Tolstoy wasn't your client, or Anna Karenina would have ended up a supermarket romance novel.
Anna Karenina was the supermarket romance novel of its day. Why do you think it's endured? Carol, I'm sure you're adept at reaching a small, devoted audience. I have bigger plans for Vincent.
Our problem isn't agreeing on the rules, it's enforcing them.
What am I supposed to do? Grab her and drag her to her room?
If that's what it takes.
Even if I did, she'd just come right back out.
And that's why hardware stores sell locks.
And it's why we're here. Lock a child in her room, is that right?
Yes. You know, I'm tough. Okay, sometimes I lock Susan in her room. Sometimes I ground her. Hell, sometimes I spank her.
Sometimes he doesn't feed her.
Because I'm not interested in being a friend, all right? I'm a parent. I was a wild kid. My dad kept us in line, his fist and his belt.
Those were different times.
I know that. Look, I'm not justifying everything that my father did, but I am saying he wasn't completely wrong. Do you have kids?
A daughter.
Do you know what it's like for African Americans, huh? 10 times as hard. Whole world wants her to fail. It's an endless fight that she fights every day, and it's a tough fight. I know it, but damn it, my daughter is going to grow up with a sense of self-discipline and focus that will allow her to buck the odds and succeed, like I did, like you did. Now you look me in the eye and you tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I'll say one thing for you people. You're brash. I mean, the way you got my client to confess, you have to know that my first motion will be to have that confession disallowed.
Yeah, we're weeping with remorse. The thing is, he did confess. And even if the judge disallows the confession, it'll still be in the back of his mind.
I'll see you in court.
Wait, Mr. Lawrence. We believe that Robert himself is a victim of molestation.
You know what's wrong with places like Sanctuary House? They can become witch hunt factories.
We're still finding our way. We might stumble a few times, I admit that possibility, but can we, for the moment, stay focused on Robert Valdez?
All right.
We have the testimony of the little sister. We found traces of the same spermicide on Robert's penis. We're still gonna win.
Jonathan, stop talking right now. We want to get whoever it was who molested Robert.
What does my client get in return?
No time in detention, a suspended sentence, and counseling.
But only if the boy gives up the identity of the man who molested him.
All right, but I'm sitting at his elbow, and there are no further questions about what happened between him and his sister.
Agreed, but you'll sit in the corner, out of his eye line.
Robert, we don't think what happened was absolutely, completely your fault. We think something happened to you.
Like what?
We think maybe you were abused. Sexually.
Do I have to talk to her?
It's okay.
If a man did things to you, you should tell us.
That's sick. You have a sick mind.
Robert, it's not gay. If someone with power over you, say, came to your room at night.
I don't want to talk to her.
Let's take a break.
What the hell just happened?
He's not ready to admit he was molested. He's ashamed. He's not going to talk with Peggy about it.
Well, then you've got to try.
What?
You want to get this guy or not? Because we don't have much time. That lawyer's going to pull the plug. That kid's mother will get wise to what we're doing. You've got to try.
All right. Give me your change. I need coins, a lot of them. Come on.
All right, we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back with Connecticut Congressman Sam Howlett, joined now by Judge Amy Gray, a juvenile court judge from Hartford. First of all, I just have to say that you don't look anything like anyone's idea of a judge. And I'm sure you must hear that a lot.
Well, I'm not wearing my robes.
Now, when you were the homecoming queen at high school, were you thinking, I have to study really hard because someday I want to be a judge?
I wasn't really the type.
Well, now, my research tells me you were senior homecoming queen.
Well, yes, but that was based on academics as well as, why are we talking about this?
I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm digressing. But I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. School violence, the juvenile justice system. Judge Gray, Congressman Howlett's bill would give prosecutors the authority to move violent felony cases into adult court without judicial review, which in most cases would throw someone like yourself right out of the loop. Bad idea?
Well, I really can't comment on a bill while it's in committee, but currently, yes, there is a judicial review in which a prosecutor would have to prove to a judge that a child should be tried as an adult.
The word child is being misapplied. These are psychopaths.
Legally speaking, Congressman, anyone under the age of 16 is a child.
Really? Is someone who hacks his grandmother to death with a machete a child? Is someone who takes an automatic weapon to church and mows down the choir a child?
Good question, Congressman. And we'll pick up there, right after these messages.
We're out, back soon.
Great job. Sam Howell understands.
Robert? I'm Maxine Gray.
So now I gotta talk to her?
It's okay.
I brought all this change in case you need a soap. Dear. The machine doesn't take bills.
My mom doesn't let me drink soda.
Oh, that's smart. It's too much sugar for your blood and bad for your teeth. Thank you, Robert. There are people behind that mirror watching us.
I know.
It's just that they're watching me too. So if I seem a little nervous, that's why.
You gonna ask me something?
Like what?
About what's going on.
I'm a social worker, Robert. I'm more interested in whether you got any sleep last night, if you're getting enough to eat.
Well, I'm okay, I guess.
I've been to detention. It's not a very nice place. Noisy, cold.
Maybe I deserve it. They gonna find out about this at my school?
Are you concerned about what your friends might think?
Well, it's not normal, right?
It's good that you understand what you did isn't normal, Robert.
They won't let me talk to Janie.
What would you say to your little sister if she was here? If it's the right kind of message and it's all right with your lawyer, I could pass it on.
Just... sorry.
Do you need to know how anyone else in your family's doing?
I guess my mom hates me now.
It's hard what she's going through. Your stepfather's...
What?
I'm just not sure he's helping. The way he could be. I'm sure you know. You live with him.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Isn't this Maxine Gray's desk?
God, I hope so. Otherwise, I'm stealing from somebody else. Maxine's tied up with something big at Sanctuary House. Yeah, I'm not really stealing from her. She tends to stockpile, which is against the rules, so when she's gone, Can I help you?
I'm Bruce Van Exel. Judge Gray, CSO.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sean Potter. We met at that thing.
I just wanted to ask Maxine's advice. I'll check back later.
Well, supposedly I'm Maxine's boss, so maybe I can help you.
No, it's just I'm conducting a custody mediation, and it's nothing.
Do you have something you want to report?
No.
Because that's what we do here, you know. Investigate.
No, thanks anyway. Sorry to bother you.
Thank you for coming in front of the parole board.
I'm really, really sorry I rubbed the quickie mark, and I won't ever do it again.
Well, you have been a model prisoner, but what will you do when you leave here?
I'm going to go on a synchronated talk show. Also, I'll get a puppy.
But what will you do for the good of society?
Nothing.
You're honest. We like that.
Hey, I got up early. So, what are we all doing?
Donna and I are playing Pearl Board Babes. And Uncle Vincent is cutting his novel to shreds.
No, not really. I was venting a little.
You losing all the Yonkers stuff?
Yeah, Alan's right. It slows things down.
I didn't think so. I loved it.
Well, you don't have to sell the thing.
You're just gonna do what he says.
You made some good points.
Uh,
What?
I don't know. Yesterday when you gave me your pages, you seemed really happy with what you'd written.
Yeah, I still am. I just want less of it.
So much for artistic integrity.
Come on, I'm not selling out.
Then trust your instincts. I do.
Carol, no offense, but you really need to keep out of this.
Okay, I'm out.
So, Judge Amy, would you like to enumerate your problems on Congressman Howlett's juvenile crime bill?
Well, I could give you a few statistics.
I prefer to deal with people.
If I could finish. The juvenile system was first established by a group of enlightened individuals who realized
That would depend on how you define enlightened.
If I could finish, who realized that children are not adults.
Do children set cats on fire? Do children desecrate Jewish cemeteries? Do children rape other children?
If I could finish. That children are not adults. They don't bear the same culpability for their actions.
Well, maybe if they did, juvenile crime would drop.
Let me finish.
Yes, Amy?
You politicians, you feed this hysteria for quick and easy solutions. Well, these are our children. And in my opinion, as a juvenile court judge, anyone who uses them as political fodder for some self-serving, cynical law and order platform, what is wrong with you? Yes, I could tell you stories. A child kills her stepfather. A child blows his sister's head off with a shotgun. A white child kills a black child in a fist fight. A child brings a .38 to school. Now, you would have all these children tried as adults in criminal court. But I can tell you, I have looked into their faces, not at statistics or tabloid news clippings, as close as I am to you. And they are as obviously children as you are an opportunistic demagogue.
Congressman Howlett, I'd say Judge Amy just slayed your ass on TV.
Please refer to me as Judge Gray.
Of course. And I apologize, Judge Gray. And we'll be right back. We're out. Better!
Where did you find it?
How did you feel when Philip came to live with you?
Mom was happy.
What about you?
She didn't know him very long. He made me be his best man.
That's a nice gesture, isn't it? Including you in the wedding.
He was just sucking up. He knew I didn't like him. It was better before.
Robert, what changed? Not now.
I'm sorry, Maxine, but Mrs. Manning demanded to see you for some
What's
time.
going on in here?
Everything's fine, Bonnie.
Robert? What are they making you say?
Nothing.
Bonnie, as I've explained, we are not discussing any incidents that may or may not have happened, nor the nature of any misunderstandings.
What does that gobbledygook mean?
Bonnie.
He is my son, and I demand to know what is going on.
Bonnie.
Don't worry, Mom. I'm not saying anything. My mom kind of freaked out.
She's worried about you. I'm sure she always puts your welfare first.
Not always.
I have a son. Two, in fact. Peter and Vincent. Peter was a good baby and a good child and a good teenager. And now he's a good man.
What about the other one?
Oh, well. Vincent is, well, when he was 4 years old, he started my car with a screwdriver and smashed into our garage. Let's just say that things went downhill from there.
But he never did anything like me.
Robert, are you worried that your mother won't love you anymore? Because of what happened?
No. Not from Janie.
Then from something to do with your stepfather?
I don't get why she wants him.
Robert, there are all kinds of love. If she had to pick between you and Philip right now, who do you think she'd pick?
I was the man of the house. That's what she said. Now Philip's the man of the house. She'd pick him.
When something bad happens to a child at the hands of an adult, it is never the child's fault.
I don't feel like a child.
Where did you get the condom, Robert? How did you even know where Philip kept his condoms? Did he show you? Robert, when an adult has sexual relations with a child, it is always the adult's fault. Always.
Even if the child really wants to.
A child is especially confused if what happens feels good. But it isn't good. Is it, Robert? It's not a good thing.
We're not supposed to talk about me and Janie.
We are not talking about you and Janie. That's the rule. That's our agreement. We are talking about you and someone else. There's something that you want to tell me, I think. Who did those things to you?
Atta girl, Maxie.
You used Philip's condom.
I count them. He uses them with my mother. Now he's the man of the house. I used to be the man of the house. Now it's Philip.
Philip took your place.
Yes.
So you know where the condoms are kept? Because they used to be your condoms.
You can't have a baby with your mother or it might be retarded.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
It's not your fault, Robert. It's never the child's fault.
I don't want you to keep your mouth shut.
Excuse me?
I respect your opinion. I always have. It's just things are different.
What's different?
If I'm gonna go with you to San Francisco.
Yep. Is that why you haven't told your family? It's an if situation?
No, I am going. I don't want to go as a burden. It would be totally selfish of me to write an artsy book that 11 people are going to read while you work your butt off to pay the rent. So if Alan says that this book is uncommercial, I have a responsibility to make it commercial.
Vincent, unlike your agent, I believe in your talent and I believe in this idea. And I would be honored to support you while you write it.
And what if you spend years supporting me and it turns out to be completely unpublishable?
Well, then I'll allow you to sell out.
I'd lose all respect for me.
We'll be old then. My standards will be lower. Besides, if you don't have to spend tonight rewriting, we could think of something more fun to do.
I have a sudden strong urge to protect my artistic integrity.
let my son rape my daughter because he was sexually molested?
Did he say who did it?
Yes, he did.
Oh, God. I know the kid resents me, but I never thought he'd go to these lengths.
It's not you I've issued a warrant for, Mr. Manning.
Robert resents you because you took what he perceives to be his rightful place.
You mean that whole man of the house thing?
Bonnie Manning, I'm placing you under arrest for the sexual molestation of a minor.
What?
You have the right to remain silent.
I will not remain silent. What did he tell you? I demand to see my son.
Oh, God, Bonnie.
Philip! This is insane! I'm his mother! What is wrong with you people?
Mrs. Manning, you need to listen to me as I read you your rights. Anything you say can and will be used
just like
against you in
Jane.
a court of law.
I'm his mother, so I tried to protect him, but there's something wrong with him. He's a pervert, and he raped me. I tried to protect him. I'm his mother, and he raped me. Philip! I tried to protect my boys, my son! He raped me!
Hey, Bruce. Fancy running into you here.
Dangerous talking when you got a ball coming at you at 90 miles an hour. How'd you find me?
I got sources all over town.
Down at Kozlowski Pants.
Here's the thing. I got I have the distinct impression you have something to tell me. So I thought if we could meet on neutral ground, you might... Do you ever miss?
Put your weight on your back leg. Put your shoulder up. Keep your eye on the ball.
So, you discovered something during the course of mediation. You're afraid that if you tell me, you're going to violate some kind of confidentiality. You know, you strike me as the kind of guy who agonizes over stuff like that. Which means you're a good guy. But I want you to think I was sitting at DCF thinking ill of you.
I don't give a damn what you think of me.
Okay.
It's not just a confidentiality thing.
What else is there?
Couple's African American.
Oh. I'm white.
No kidding.
No, I mean, I understand. I represent the man. Ratting out your fellow African Americans to a white-dominated system, that kind of thing. I get it.
Time's up.
Well, thanks for the batting tips.
Look, the thing is, the guy in the mediation, I liked him. He made a few good points, but...
It's all a matter of degrees, Bruce. That's why we investigate. We're good at it. Tell you what, I'll leave the names of a couple black DCF workers on your voicemail.
Hey, white guy. Want to grab a beer?
Okay.
What are you doing, Ma? Pretending I'm at a Greek wedding. What happened? How was your day?
I don't really want to talk about it. Tomorrow at this time, I might be impeached, so I hope you can make the mortgage without me.
Hoppa.
How much wine have you had?
I had one sip, and it tasted like acid to me, so I thought I'd look at our plates. Then I thought, Amy is right. We deserve better. We shouldn't have to live like this.
What's wrong, Ma?
My battlements were breached, I guess. The barbarians got through and sacked the monastery.
So you started smashing our china?
I can't give you the details, honey. It's just that there are people in this world who can make the things that are most beautiful to me repugnant and grotesque. And when that happens, I lose myself, and I forget that I'm a decent human being.
That's okay, Mom. I've got other people to remember that for you. Jim, that's enough. Smashing the one day.
On that lonesome climb, ragged and sublime, see how bright we shine. Everything in its time.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, the drama explodes when a lawyer has a heart attack in court. Judging Amy is next on TNT.
The Hawkinses. Welcome back. Seems like just a month ago we were all together.
Your Honor?
Now, before we dive in with accusations, let me just warn you, Miss Donovan, and you, Mrs. Hawkins, that I'd better hear something worth hearing. You cannot simply challenge your ex-husband's joint custody status whenever the mood strikes you. Now, last time the issue was extremely frivolous.
Obviously. We didn't see it that way.
Your accusations of physical abuse centered around junk food and accelerated potty training.
Everyone knows that forcing potty training can lead to very serious problems later in life.
I wanted her to be able to go to school with other kids.
Hang on. We already tried this one. Remember, Mrs. Hawkins, you lost. Now, what do you have for me today?
Your Honor, my client is asking for full custody of 3-year-old Rose and requests that you deny Mr. Hawkins unsupervised visitation.
On what grounds?
Sexual abuse.
What kind of sexual abuse?
Fondling and vaginal intercourse.
Miss Donovan, as you know, these are extremely serious accusations. Have charges been pressed?
Yes, Your Honor, and investigated. The police found no evidence whatsoever. The child's pediatrician says the claims are ludicrous.
That's because it's his friend. He takes Rosie there because they're college buddies. We have conflicting medical reports, Your Honor. We would like you to hear testimony from another doctor.
And we say this is not worth pursuing. It's a complete waste of time. You know, Mrs. Hawkins has a history of false alarms. Are we really going to drag this man through this?
Well, Mr. Guidry, I would like to agree with you, but if there is a doctor who has found reason to suspect sexual abuse...
You can find a doctor to verify anything.
Mr. Guidry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Well, given the seriousness of the allegations, I'm afraid I have no choice but to, schedule this for a hearing.
She was always odd, kept to herself. Didn't seem to have many friends. Yeah, went to work at night.
We figured her for an exotic dancer.
She didn't seem to have a regular boyfriend.
Turns out she works at the hospital. Late shift. Some kind of nurse.
There was never a specific man, was there? And from what I recall, there needs to be a man.
How long has she had this baby?
Well, a couple of months. You could hear it crying through the walls. The walls are paper thin.
But there's no man.
Yes, Miss Powell, I understand that part.
And that baby doesn't look any more like her than I do. And nobody ever saw her pregnant.
Are you sure she wasn't pregnant? You say she works nights. How often could you have seen her?
If that baby belongs to her, I'll buy you a dinner.
She's a nurse, see? So we figured she might have taken one from the hospital.
Well, chances are we would have heard about something like that happening. But I will check with the police.
We figured if someone from DCF would just go and talk to her.
I can't really do that unless I have some reason to think she's hurting the baby.
Oh, it cries a lot, the baby, all hours.
And she still goes to that job at night. I see her leave, but I never see a babysitter.
All right. I suppose I can just have a word with her.
There's nice places outside the city, too. Like Walnut Creek, you get a little bit more for your money. I don't know. You know, if I move to a city, I want to be in the city. San Francisco is so beautiful. I'd be happy with a small place, overlooking the bay, of course. Care to weigh in?
You remember the earthquake? Some of those buildings just melted, totally disintegrated.
Are you trying to scare me?
I'm just saying, let's not live in that neighborhood.
She's gone. Ariadne's gone. Someone's taken her. I've looked all over. Oh, who would take my baby?
Calm down. Where'd you have her last?
In the bathroom. My room.
Donna, she's here.
Where?
On your back.
Oh my God. I totally forgot. I put her in there and she fell asleep. Oh, I thought I lost my little peanut. Oh.
You okay?
Me? Yeah. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to the divorce lawyer again. Do you think it would be wrong to take Ariadne? I mean, will she be scarred by this?
I think she'll be fine.
Do you want one of us to go with you?
No. You know, I'll manage. You know, how hard can it be? I mean, people do it all the time, right?
Right.
So, see you later.
You haven't told her anything about the move, have you?
I haven't gotten a chance to tell her yet.
When are you going to?
Soon. Better get this divorce stuff out of the way.
Divorces take years.
What is the advantage to telling her now? She'll just get upset. Let's put it off to the last possible minute.
Does the same go for your family?
I will tell them.
I thought we were going to tell them.
Actually, I think it's better if I do it. And, I think it's better if I choose when. All right?
Sure. Whatever you think.
I've been Rose Hawkins' doctor for the past 6 months, and I can say I've noticed some serious changes in her health during that time.
What kind of changes?
She's lost some weight, become withdrawn, some problems with bedwetting. But the most serious change is I've noticed redness and irritation in the genital area.
And what conclusion, if any, do you draw from these symptoms?
They're classic signs of sexual abuse.
Objection, Your Honor. Define classic.
Rephrase, Miss Donovan.
In your professional opinion, is Rose Hawkins being sexually abused?
I think so, yes.
Thank you.
Cross, Mr. Kidry.
Dr. Cody, you say that you found redness and irritation on Rose Hawkins' genital area.
That's right.
Any vaginal tearing?
No, but...
Any other sort of muscle or tissue damage?
No, but...
Any sexually transmitted diseases?
No, but she's just...
Herpes, gonorrhea, vaginal warts?
I know what sexually transmitted diseases are, Mr. Guidry, and could you please allow the doctor to finish a sentence?
No, nothing like that, but you have to understand that it is rare for a 3-year-old girl to have any kind of irritation in the genital area. She's barely potty trained. I can't imagine that she's engaged in any kind of strenuous physical activity.
But a mishap on a seesaw or a jungle gym?
I can't see that causing this kind of damage.
But it's possible.
Answer the question.
It's possible.
Thank you. No further questions.
Watch out.
Oh, careful. Miss Mahaffey, my name is Maxine Gray, and I'm with DCF.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you a few questions if you have a moment.
I was just about to leave for work.
I see. So you have a babysitter here?
I dropped Chelsea off at daycare. What's this about?
Could we sit down? I'm sure you're on your feet enough as it is. I know I am.
Okay.
How old is she?
4 months.
Oh, Capricorn. What day?
January 15th.
Well, not quite 4 months then. Most daycare places won't take a baby that young.
It's actually a relative. What can I do for you?
It's come to our attention that you recently had a baby and you're a single mother. We thought you might need some support.
What kind of support?
We're concerned that you might be leaving the baby alone when you work nights.
Oh, my God. This place is crawling with gossips and busybodies. Who was it? Mrs. Paul? She literally puts a glass to the wall.
I'm sure the caller had the best intentions. A lot of people don't know that we offer free services.
We're doing fine, and I never leave her alone, ever. Do you want your bra? I tried breastfeeding. It doesn't work for everybody.
I understand. So Chelsea was full term, no complications?
It was fine.
Easy labor?
3 or 4 hours.
Wow. You lucked out.
Maybe it was 5.
What'd she weigh?
8 pounds.
Good weight. Do you happen to have her hospital bracelet? Some people save them as a souvenir.
No, I don't. Why?
If you wanted to register for assistance, we would use that for our records. How about a hospital photograph?
Look, I'm not sentimental. I don't save stuff, and I don't want any assistance. Could you go now?
Yes, I'm going. But don't hesitate to call on us. We know how overwhelming the job of motherhood can be. Yeah.
Hey. How'd it go?
Fine.
Donna, where's Ariadne?
What? Oh, Mrs. Levine has her. She likes to show her the fish in her aquarium.
So everything's on track for the divorce?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Really?
They're gonna serve him the papers tomorrow. Can you imagine how humiliating that's gonna be for him? I mean, in front of all his friends?
I think once you're in prison, the whole public humiliation quandary is behind you.
It just seems so cheap and cowardly. Some stranger delivering the news to him that way.
That's how it works. You didn't invent the process. Try not to think about it. Listen. There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Carol and I have decided. Let me back up a little bit. Carol got a promotion, and a little further back. You know how I'm really serious about Carol?
I have to do it.
What?
I have to serve in the papers myself.
Donna, you don't.
I don't care about some system that, as you say, I didn't invent. I want to do the decent thing. I mean, it's bad enough I'm breaking his heart. I could at least do it in person.
I just don't feel like you need that kind of stress.
And you can go with me.
I definitely don't need that kind of stress.
Oh, what if I promise this is the last really big favor I ever ask of you?
Okay, I will go with you, but that's it. I won't talk to Oscar. I won't get emotionally involved in any way.
Thank you, Vincent. Sometimes I wonder what Ariadne and I would ever do without you.
I was Rose Hawkins' doctor from the time she was born till about 6 months ago. Gave her all her inoculations, checked her weight, charted her growth, examined her for anything out of the ordinary. She was always a very happy, healthy, stable child.
Did you ever see any evidence of sexual abuse?
No, none at all.
And we have to assume you looked for it.
As a pediatrician, part of my job is to check for anything unusual or anything that might raise the antenna, as it were. But with Rose, there was never anything at all. Although, I have to admit that I was always a little... Well, I always considered her mother to be on the nervous side.
Objection.
You've had your say, Miss Donovan. Let the doctor talk.
I just always felt that Mrs. Hawkins was excessively overprotective. She was suspicious of every examination. She hovered over me, questioned every procedure.
He's a friend of my ex-husband, and he's never liked me.
Mrs. Hawkins, you're not part of this interrogation, so please be quiet.
But can't you see how they're ganging up against me?
Miss Donovan, if your client can't be quiet, she'll be asked to leave the room.
Yes, Your Honor.
Dr. Fillmore, are you, in fact, a friend of Mr. Hawkins?
No, I'm not. I don't really know him. I mean, we'll occasionally bump into each other at the gym, speak in passing, but we don't socialize.
Then how is it that Mrs. Hawkins has decided that you and her ex-husband are conspiring?
I have no idea.
Thank you.
Oh, Ralph. Did I happen to catch you on a break?
Maxine, I was just about to call you.
Yes, I can see that. But I knew you'd so much rather have me in the flesh.
Just so happens I've got something for you.
Like a lead?
Yes, like a lead. Kidnapping in South Norwalk a month ago, a baby girl. The information didn't stack up because this kid wasn't taken out of a hospital, which is where we were looking. She was taken out of a car at a gas station.
And you figure you'd finish the crossword puzzle before you told me?
It's not my jurisdiction. I have to play nicely with the other police officers. Plus, run a background check on Deborah Mahaffey and collect some medical records. And the bad news is we can't storm this woman's house on a rumor.
Okay. So you ensconce the real parents in one of those surveillance vans. Park in front of the apartment. They identify the baby, and the angels weep for joy.
Maxine, even if we had a warrant, it would take me days to requisition a surveillance van.
Oh, honestly, Ralph. Okay. What if we bring our kidnapper into DCF, and you and the parents just happen to be there?
You're gonna get her to come in voluntarily?
Right. You have them there, they make the identification, and that pretty much blows the paperwork out of the water.
How to get her into DCF?
The way you get anything done in this country. We pay her.
Yeah?
ought to give Evie credit for feeding him well. He's growing like a weed.
I'll tell you what I'd like to give you.
A little mercy and compassion, Peter.
Evie's not gonna take Ned again, is she?
No, she can't. He's ours for good.
I thought Donna was supposed to join us this evening.
She's been completely overwhelmed by this divorce.
Is that actually happening?
Yeah, she saw the letter today.
It's so sad.
I hate to be the naysayer, but I never had much faith in that union.
Prison marriages aren't what they used to be.
It's so nice that you could be here with us this evening, Carol.
Thank you, Mrs. Gray.
I don't suppose you get too many home-cooked meals at Vincent's.
He can do amazing things with tuna. So what's it like living with Donna and the baby?
I don't exactly live there, but it's a true adventure. By the time Vincent and I get around to it, we'll know all the tricks.
Do you have something you want to tell us, Vincent?
No, I honestly don't.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Peter, they're only dating. Don't embarrass them.
Well, I think Vincent would make an adorable father. He's always been great with Ned.
That's because he can return Ned to you.
Believe me, I have this old-fashioned idea that making a living should precede procreation.
Well, I wish more of the population was with you on that.
Well, call me foolishly optimistic, but I think Vincent's novel is going to be a big hit. And then he'll be able to support me in the style to which I've never been accustomed.
You seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, in Hartford. But the cost of living in San Francisco is a little bit different.
San Francisco?
Where's San Francisco?
Carol has dreams of living there one day.
It's a nice city.
We're talking long-term plans.
No, we're not. The fact is, I'm moving there. I got a big promotion. I'm gonna be program director at a public radio station.
That's great. When is that happening?
In a couple months, I think.
I'm going with her.
You're moving?
Yeah.
Where's San Francisco?
We were hoping to firm up our plans first. I kind of let it slip.
Well, congratulations. I think it sounds very exciting.
What are you going to be doing in San Francisco?
I'm gonna write.
You realize it's impossible to get earthquake insurance, sir.
Peter, why do you always go to the negative?
I don't go to the negative, I go to the insurance. It's my job.
Our friends, the Johnsons, moved there a few years ago. They have a little cafe in the city, and they absolutely love it. It rains a lot, and it's very beautiful.
Where's San Francisco?
It's in California, Lauren. It's 3,000 miles away.
Oh.
Did everyone get salad?
Hey,
Hey.
Carol and I are gonna get going.
Okay. Bye.
Look, I was gonna tell you.
You don't have an explanation. You're grown up.
Amy, come on, don't do this.
Do what?
Well, go ahead and say it if you're mad at me. Look, I can't hang around Hartford my whole life. I have plans.
Yeah, and they seem to center around a woman that you've known for, what, 4 months?
Amy.
It's just like when you dropped out of college. No one could tell you it was a bad idea.
Well, it wasn't a bad idea. It was what I needed to do.
You hardly know this woman.
No, Amy, you hardly know her. A situation which could be rectified by her actually trying to talk to her. Or better yet, listen.
Let's just drop this, okay? You don't need my approval to abandon the family.
All right, so long as you remain rational about this.
No. Do what you have to do. Stop pretending that you care what I think about it, all right?
All right, because I don't.
Miss Mahaffey, this is Maxine Gray with DCF. We met the other day. I wasn't sure if I mentioned our WICS program for single mothers. Yes, well, did I mention the financial aspect of it? Yeah, you may be eligible for a substantial amount of assistance, and I wanted to be sure you were aware of it. Anywhere from $100 to $200 a week. Well, you'd have to come in and fill in some forms. Yeah. Take about 20 minutes. Of course, you can bring Chelsea with you if you need to. We're always happy to see babies around here. So this afternoon, I'll be here. Goodbye.
You are a very scary person.
Thank you.
Hey, sweetheart. Bring that little girl over here so I can see her.
In a minute, but first I have to tell you something.
Hey, Benson! You hold up that beauty queen. Oh, prettier than I even remembered.
Oscar, I really need to tell you something. And give you something.
Well, I got some good news for you first. I heard from my lawyer lady yesterday. I got the appeal.
What?
They gave me an appeal. It's gonna happen the next couple of months. Now, my lawyer lady, she says I got a good chance of getting off on a technicality.
What technicality?
Jury tampering. She's as pleased as punch.
But Oscar, you did kill your mother.
Right?
Well, if you killed your mother, you should be in jail.
There was extenuating circumstances.
Like what?
She was the meanest woman who ever lived. God rest her soul. Oh, come on, babe. Aren't you happy? This is what we've been praying for. We're all gonna be together. You, me, and Aradna. A bona fide family. Now, what did you want to tell me?
Nothing.
I've had a chance to hear expert testimony, and I've reviewed the entire record of this case. I've seen the police reports relating to the alleged sexual abuse, and I've read psychological evaluations on both parents. As we know, this is not the first complaint that Mrs. Kayla Hawkins has put before this court, but it is certainly the most serious. To substantiate a charge of sexual abuse, I really need a lot more evidence than what I've got. The police have investigated and have come up empty. Rose's own pediatrician can find no evidence whatsoever. Only Dr. Cody has suggested that sexual abuse may have taken place, but even in that case, the evidence is underwhelming. Now, I believe that Mrs. Hawkins has created this drama to perpetuate a very nasty and ongoing dispute with her ex-husband. So I'm going to deny Miss Hawkins' request to alter the custody arrangement.
No!
Rose Hawkins will remain in the joint care of her father and mother. Furthermore, I strongly suggest, for the sake of your daughter, that the two of you seek counseling to learn how to peacefully coexist and co-parent. If you're unable to do that, I'll be forced to consider whether either of you is a fit parent. Putting your 3-year-old daughter in the center of an ugly debate is no one's idea of the best interest of the child. So DCF should follow up, and we'll review this in 6 months. And I really want it to be 6 months. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Next case.
You have no idea what you've done. You are killing my baby. You are tearing her apart.
I strongly suspect that you are doing that, Mrs. Hawkins, and it had better stop.
You have no idea.
That is all.
Oh, oh no.
I don't know. It's difficult to tell. Babies change so much at this age.
But it's possible that this is the baby you saw with Deborah Mahaffey.
Yes, it's possible. She has those great big dark eyes.
Do we know for sure Miss Mahaffey's coming in?
She called to confirm. She said 3 o'clock.
What do you need from us, Detective?
Nothing, just sit tight.
You realize that we'd have to take the baby into custody until DNA tests could be done.
How long would that be?
A week at the most.
Mrs. Gray, Samantha has been gone for 38 days. We've been bracing ourselves for the worst. We'll survive a week.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's still possible that it's not Samantha.
Right.
We're on in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Decaf all right?
It's fine.
I really like the story this week. Vincent, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell them.
Of course you did.
Not like that.
You couldn't trust me, could you? You couldn't give me a week or even a day to figure out how I was going to tell them. My family is very close, and they don't like change, which doesn't mean that I have to conform to their expectations, but it does mean that I can be sensitive about it when I trample them.
I got scared of you changing your mind.
So what, you think by telling my family you close the deal? Honestly, Carol, what you did was jeopardize the whole thing.
Look, Vincent, come with me if you want to. Don't if you don't. But I'm tired of strolling through this minefield. I'd rather know, one way or the other.
Right now, I'm really not sure.
Well, can you let me know soon? Because I don't want to drag this out.
How's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is soon.
Maxine, somebody's asking for you. Deborah Mahaffey. She has the baby.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, good. You decided to come in.
Well, single mother can always use some cash.
Well, that's what we're here for. Now, just have a seat. I have to get a whole bunch of forms. And...
Oh, may I hold her?
My granddaughter's too big to hold, and I certainly miss that.
Well, good afternoon. How old is she, your granddaughter?
8, going on 18. Well, we'll be right back. And you might want to look these over.
Shall we get some forms?
Yeah.
Oh my God! My God, my baby!
What are you doing? That's
Calm
my
down, Miss
baby.
Mahaffey.
No.
I'm from the Hartford Police.
No, give her
I'd like
back
to
to
ask
me.
you a few
No,
questions.
you give her back to me. You lied to me, you bitch. You didn't. She lied to me. That's my baby. No, give me my baby. Give me my baby. No, don't take her.
I just want to say this is whack. Everybody breaks the rules, but only certain people got to pay. You know what I'm saying? The man see what he want to see and who he want to see. And if he want to see you, then you who he see. Word.
Mr. Geyser, you were expelled for smoking marijuana in a bathroom stall, and then you trespassed by returning to the school and added some icing on the cake by setting off some firecrackers.
I got the right to speak up when I'm being oppressed, yo.
Mr. Geyser, you do realize you are a white upper middle class male? Your rights have never been in question in this society. So I'm committing you to DCF with the recommendation that you be placed in Long Lane until your 18th birthday. I'm suspending that sentence for 3 years. I want a psychological assessment and, excuse me.
Judge Gray, I'm sorry to interrupt. You're needed upstairs.
Where upstairs?
All the way upstairs.
20-minute recess.
Little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Diamond rings, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. That looking glass will break. Mama's gonna buy you a chocolate cake.
Mrs. Hawkins, we found Judge Gray.
Oh, Judge Gray, how nice of you to join us.
Why don't you come on over here? We'll talk.
Why don't you come over here and we'll talk?
Mrs. Hawkins, what are you doing?
I'm singing to my daughter before I put her to bed.
Please, come over here. Get away from that edge. It's dangerous.
Oh, you think this is dangerous? Well, what about letting a little girl live with a man who abuses her? I'll tell you, Judge Gray, I would rather see her dead. Then I'd be sure she wasn't in pain.
Please, Mrs. Hawkins, put Rose down.
I would rather see her dead than let her be his concubine.
I didn't realize how serious it was.
Do you believe me now?
I do. I believe you. So please just put your little girl down and come over here.
Put my little girl down. Put my little girl down.
No, Mrs. Hawkins, don't. I'm the one you're mad at. It's not Rose. Don't take it out on her. It's all my fault, and I want to make it up to you, but I can't do that. I can't make it right if you hurt Rose.
Me? Hurt Rose? I would never hurt my daughter.
I know, and that's what makes you such a good mother. Because you care so much. I understand.
If you understand, why didn't you give her back to him?
I don't know. But please, let's talk about it. Let's work something out. That's good. Come on, Rose. Come on.
No one will ever understand.
Mrs. Hawkins!
I know it's a weird color, but it's good. It tastes like chicken. You know what chicken tastes like.
It's done.
What's that?
I met with my lawyer. They served him the papers this afternoon. He's probably reading them right now.
It's any consolation. I think you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I always assume the right thing's gonna feel good.
I don't know. You want a beer?
Yeah. Oh, Ari. This isn't what Mommy had planned. I had such high hopes for Oscar. And for me. I really believed in us. You know, all I ever wanted was a happy marriage. Kids. The picket fence, the minivan, trips to the mall, you know?
Yeah.
Cutting out coupons, shopping at Sears, defrosting the fridge, ironing shirts. I mean, was that too much to ask?
It's an idea, Donna. Everybody falls in love with ideas.
Where's Carol?
At her place.
Oh, no. You two haven't broken up, have you?
Actually, I need to tell you something. Carol and I are going to be living together.
You are? Vincent, that's great.
In San Francisco.
Oh.
I was trying to think of a way to tell you.
Does Judge Gray know?
Yeah, she knows. She's not happy about it, but she knows.
Well. I think it's good.
You do?
You need to be happy. I mean, it's your turn, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is.
It feels good to start over. Makes you feel, I don't know, clean.
Amy, what are you doing?
Sitting in the dark.
You lit the fire. It's not even cold out.
I was in the mood.
May I,
Yeah, go ahead.
You know that what happened today was not your fault, don't you?
Yes.
You made the right decision. The woman was clearly unstable.
Hey, Mom, a terrible thing happened, and I feel bad about it, so please just let me feel bad. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a social worker. I wanted to do what you did. When I got older and I realized what it meant, then I got scared. I think that's why I moved to New York. Because what I realized was to be truly heroic, you need to stare in the face of everything that scares you the most. And I don't think I was prepared to do that.
No one's prepared to do it, Amy.
You think that's why Vincent's running away? Because he doesn't want to face something?
No. I think he's running towards something. Did that ever occur to you?
I just don't want to lose him.
Neither do I. And that is why we have to let him go.
have to do the same thing with Lauren one day.
Oh, please, Mom. One lesson at a time, okay?
Okay. It's not the letting go that hurts, it's the holding on.
And you say, be still, my love. Open up your heart. Let the light shine in. Don't you understand? I already have a plan. I'm waiting for my real life to begin. On a clear day, I can see very long way.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, Ross's investigation uncovers an unlikely suspect. Don't miss the drama of Law and Order. Next on TNT.
Come on, you can do better. You're making this too easy on me.
Can't breathe.
Breathe!
Can't breathe.
Peter, you haven't even started.
And yet, I'm finished.
It gets easier once you get in the zone.
The intensive care zone?
Let's go.
Amy, no. You gotta make up with him because this is killing me.
Who? This is not about Vincent. This is about me wanting to spend time with my other brother. I feel like I've neglected our relationship.
Oh, no, you haven't. Look, you guys have a special bond. You always have. I don't mind.
Let's go. Can you at least walk? I'll buy you a cappuccino.
I'm lactose intolerant. I have acid reflux. I'm not fun.
Sure you are.
Okay. Oh, God.
I was thinking little crab cakes, teeny little pizzas, and quesadillas. They suggested Rumaki, but that's so bad wedding from the 70s.
I agree.
You think California wine will be okay, or should we spring for French?
Oh, anything with a real cork. Lauren, why am I always carrying your stuff?
I don't know.
Hey, Jillian, Peter and I had a good run this morning.
You did?
Yeah. Well, he grumbled a little bit, but I think he liked it.
Really? Because he was dreading it last night, and this morning he dragged himself out of bed, and he would not stop complaining.
He had fun. All right. Amy, are you bringing anyone with you to Peter and Jillian's party?
What party?
Their party for Vincent after his book signing.
Oh, I'm not invited.
Of course you are.
No, I saw the invitation.
Look, Mommy, I made my own breakfast.
It's great, honey.
You know he means all of us.
Oh, that's not what it said.
Amy, this is not a minor event. This is your brother's first novel.
Okay, Mom, he's the one who stopped talking to me.
Well, it's ridiculous for a brother and sister to behave this way. Do you think you're going to live forever?
Maxime, I guess I should be going.
Excuse me, Uncle Richard?
You know perfectly well what the situation is there.
Yeah. You haven't spoken to your own brother in, what, 12 years? And you're giving me a hard time about
It's
this?
much more complicated, Amy. Besides, it is precisely because of my history that I can't stand to see you and Vincent waging this kind of war.
Then don't watch.
Okay, so goodbye. You're going to regret this when he's gone.
Mom, you always side with him. You treat him like a baby, and that's why he's the eternal child. That's why I have to be the grown-up. Well, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not.
Judge Gray? That's okay. I'll come down there.
I got here early. My CSO always opens my chambers. I can't find my key.
It's kind of pleasant down here.
So what brings you back to the salt mines?
I'm a lawyer. I miss lawyering. The gig in the governor's office was just like a glorified flak job.
You got fired.
No, we came to a mutual understanding.
So you're back in civil litigation?
No, I'm doing a turn in the prosecutor's office.
What, Stuart? The righteous end of the law?
That's the quickest way to rehabilitate a career. I figure I can survive a year or two.
You're just brimming with integrity, aren't you?
Why does it bug you so much that I'm ambitious?
If only that were your true character flaw.
Judge Gray? Am I interrupting something?
No, not at all. Amy and I were just catching up.
Yeah, I forgot my key.
I heard you were back in the courtroom.
Yeah, governor's office wasn't really a good fit for me.
Heard you got fired.
Well, this is fun, but due process is waiting. Judge Gray, it's always a pleasure. Bruce.
Stuart.
She's a good girl. She's just having a really hard time.
Show her your arm.
She didn't mean to do it.
Show her. That was an argument about bedtime.
I thought her medication was helping.
It seemed to be for a while.
Nothing is helping. Drugs, therapy, counseling, punishment, prayer. This has been going on for 6 years. Leslie's getting worse, not better.
And what do you want to do?
I want you to explain to her that voluntary placement is not the end of the world.
We knew Leslie was troubled when we adopted her. We knew she'd been abused. We knew she had attachment issues. We knew this wasn't going to be easy.
We never thought it would be this hard, and we never thought we'd have a baby.
So we dumped Leslie because we got a biological child. Is that it?
Michelle, she hits us, she bites us, she throws things at us. Do we need to wait around for proof that she can really hurt someone?
We have a new therapist who is very optimistic.
She's a fraud. It's new age garbage, holding therapy, rage release crap like that.
A voluntary placement agreement wouldn't necessarily take Leslie away from you forever. We'd try and place her in special needs foster care or a therapeutic institution where her situation could be assessed and dealt with.
Honey, this might be the best thing.
For who? People do not give up on their children.
First up, Max Pagano. 16, set a convenience store on fire. Clerk got caught in the back room, nearly died. 1 count of arson, 1 count of reckless endangerment, 1 count of assault in the 3rd degree. Thing to keep in mind is his father, Henry Pagano, is rumored to be a made guy.
A what?
Did you see Goodfellas?
No, I know what a maid guy is, but that's just stupid. In my courtroom? What, am I supposed to be intimidated?
That's up to you.
All rise. Be seated.
These are pretty serious charges, Mr. Pagano. You might want to sit up and pay attention. Who are all these people?
Well, Your Honor, this is Henry Pagano, Max's father, and friends of the family.
Well, Mr. Pagano can stay, but the rest of you have to wait outside. Mr. Levy?
Your Honor, at this time we're petitioning the court to transfer the case to the criminal docket. This is exactly the kind of offender that the transfer process was meant to address.
Your Honor, this was an ill-conceived practical joke gone awry. My client had no idea that the entire store would burn down, and he certainly had no idea anyone was inside at the time. He never intended to hurt anyone, and he's filled with remorse for what he has done.
Well, I'm not buying that, Mr. Rhodes. So I am going to set a time for a transfer hearing. Does anyone have a problem with this afternoon?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
My advice to you, Mr. Pagano? Get a little scared between now and then. Next case.
Beginning of a novel? beginning of another novel. Here I am in my Umberto Eco phase. Not pretty. I'm shooting this box into space.
The Hummel collection is Donna's, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is a skit I wrote. That's kind of funny.
Of course it is. You're funny. What's it about?
I wrote it for Amy's rehearsal dinner when she got married. It involved me putting on a bridesmaid's dress. I ripped it under the arm. It had to be sewn up again. It was like a whole big deal. Made Amy laugh.
You should keep that.
I'm supposed to be getting rid of stuff, remember?
Well, not everything.
Judge Gray. We've stopped meeting like this.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it hot in here? They turned off the air conditioning?
I guess they figure it's officially fall.
Really want to know why I got fired from the governor's office?
No, I really don't.
Well, let's just say the debacle with you didn't help matters.
Stuart.
I go out on a limb to recommend you to the appeals court. You don't play ball, end up with an omelet on my face.
Are you seriously trying to put this on me?
I'm just saying it didn't help.
What kind of person goes around blaming other adults for their own bad choices?
It's really stuffy in here.
Oh, cute.
No, it's really stuffy in here.
You are irresponsible, manipulative, and morally bankrupt, and that's why you got fired.
Your need to have the last word borders on the pathological.
Oh, blow it out your butt, Stuart. Can you push the docket back by an hour or so? Okay. Yeah, right. Thanks. Is he okay?
You're with him?
No. Yes.
You're a member of the family?
No. Is he dead?
Well, he's in critical condition. He was without a pulse for about 20 minutes. We got him going, but the prognosis is not good.
Oh, my God.
Do you know how we can contact his next of kin?
No, I really don't know anything about him. I just happen to be there.
It's a serious cardiac event. I can't give any guarantees that he's going to live through the night. We need to contact his family. Can you make some calls?
I really wouldn't know where to start. Okay, I'll try. He could really die?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Gray, you're just in time.
What's that noise?
That's Leslie's therapy, please.
I'm not gonna talk to you.
I understand that you're angry, Leslie, and I want you to express your feelings. That's what the blocks are for.
What's going on here?
Leslie, not at people.
Leave me alone!
Leslie, stop doing that.
Please don't interfere with my therapy. I've encouraged Leslie to express her feelings.
I don't think your therapy is working.
I have a better idea, Leslie. What if you let me hold you instead? All right, Leslie. All right, I know you hate a lot of people.
Let go!
And we don't hate you, honey. We love you, and we want to make you feel better.
Stop that right now.
She's allowed to fight back.
I was talking to you. Let her go. I'm with the Department of Children and Families, and this is bordering on abuse. Stop it, or I will remove this child immediately.
I cannot work in this atmosphere.
That sounds to me like the good news.
You may continue, Mr. Levy.
Mr. Pradeep, On the afternoon prior to the fire in your store, you had an altercation with Mr. Pagano. Is that correct?
What do you mean by altercation?
You had an argument over selling him alcohol?
He wanted to buy a beer, but he had no identification.
So you said no?
Correct.
Did he become angry or abusive?
I don't think so.
He didn't tell you to go fornicate with yourself?
I don't remember that.
But that was your statement to the police.
English is not my first language.
You are aware that Mr. Pagano set fire to your store later that evening?
Objection.
Mr. Levy.
I'm aware that someone set fire to my store.
Mr. Pagano confessed to setting the fire in your presence.
Did he?
Yes, he did, when the police brought him back to the scene. Is there a reason you are now recanting your testimony?
What is recanting?
You're denying your own statement.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Mr. Pradeep, has anyone approached you or intimidated you since this event occurred?
Objection.
Mr. Pradeep, if your testimony is going to conflict with your original statement, the court needs to know why.
I was upset that night. Now I feel better.
You're aware of what it means to be intimidated?
Oh, sure.
Hello. I'm trying to reach Alberta Collins. I'm a friend of her son Stuart's. I really need to speak to her. Well, do you have any other idea how I could reach another family member? No, I realize you're just the caregiver, but maybe you've heard her mention someone. Well, you don't have to be abusive. Because I'm trying to help. Her son has had a heart attack and he might die. You know what? You've been so helpful. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Now you talk. It's for you.
Really? Who is it?
Obscene phone call.
Yeah, hello, security? Yeah, this is Judge Gray. I'm working here late, and I'm hearing stuff. It's like somebody walking around. Could you come up here? Yeah, second floor, office E. Thank you. I've called security. They're on their way.
It's me, Bruce.
Bruce, what are you doing sneaking around?
I'm not. I forgot some stuff. Are you all right?
No. No, I think I'm falling apart a little bit. I got the mafia in my courtroom and Lord Stuart Collins, and my brother isn't speaking to me, so no, I'm not okay, Bruce.
You're allowed to fall apart now and then.
No, I'm not. People depend on me. They expect things.
I'll tell you what. You have a complete psychotic break. And I'll cover for you. I'll put on the robe, curly wig. Nobody notice. Come on, I'll walk you to your car.
No, I'll be all right.
Amy. I'm walking you to your car. Judge Gray.
No, it's all right.
No, it isn't. I'll walk you to your car.
Hi.
Oh, morning, Miss Collins. No flowers and I see you.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I'll set it aside for when your husband gets transferred.
No, he's not my husband.
He's a little better today.
Hi. I brought you a plant, but the nurse took it away. So she says you're doing better. I tried to call your family. I didn't realize you didn't have any. Your mother's in the advanced stages of Alzheimer's. But you know that. You were kind of a popular guy at Harvard. You had friends anyway. Where'd they go? Excuse me, what are you doing?
I have a delivery for Judge Gray.
From who?
I don't know.
Well, I need to know who it's from. I can't just accept things. It could be dangerous.
It's not dangerous. It's meat.
It's what?
Raw meat. Steaks and stuff. They need to be refrigerated.
Take it away.
Where?
I don't know. Just get the meat away from me. Now. Leslie was adopted from the foster care system by Mr. and Mrs. Krause when she was 2. She had a history of severe abuse. She was an acknowledged problem from day 1. She was diagnosed with reactive attachment disorder. She continues to act out in physically abusive ways, kicking, biting, scratching, threatening their biological child who is a baby.
They've tried counseling.
They've tried everything.
What about medication?
They've tried everything.
What about wilderness camp?
Everything that makes sense.
Weren't they aware they were adopting a special needs child?
Yes, they were.
And now it's too much trouble, so they want to give her back.
Kimberly, the situation is a good deal more complicated.
Adopting a kid from the system is not like buying a puppy. You can't just give it away if it pees on the rug.
Kimberly, do the civilized world a favor and keep your opinion out of it.
Okay, meeting's over. Everyone's dismissed. Except Maxine.
Am I being kept after social work?
What the hell's wrong with you?
I detest these staff meetings. I have to run my ideas past people who have been doing this job for 12 minutes. It's distracting. And it's demoralizing.
And you're in charge over at Sanctuary House. So it's a difficult transition when you have to come back here and be part of the pack, am I right?
At Sanctuary House, it's a collaboration.
Nothing with you is a collaboration.
Well, I guess I'm just worn out. I see these parents struggling to make their family work. Who am I to tell them to give up? Who am I to tell them anything? I don't even know how to keep my own family together.
Is this because Vincent's moving?
It's because he and Amy aren't speaking. That's been going on for months.
Maybe it's time for you to leave it alone. They're adults. You're not responsible for them anymore.
Sean, one day you're going to have children. And I'm going to enjoy that so much.
Mr. Pagano is a young man of average intelligence with an age-appropriate need to assert his independence, which is not to be confused with oppositional defiance disorder. It's natural for a 16-year-old to rebel. The fire in the back of the store was admittedly a more aggressive act than we like to see in normal teenagers, but I can't say it was unprecedented or unusually alarming.
You're saying it's not a big deal for a teenager to set an establishment on fire?
My understanding from our conversations was that Max only meant to set a small fire in a trash can. He didn't realize the fire would spread.
He told you that?
Yes.
Dr. Bloom, I'm confused. In your notes, you made it clear that Max Pagano expressed a certain level of rage and admitted to entertaining violent fantasies. You said, and I'm quoting, Mr. Pagano does not seem to make a connection between his actions and their consequences. He appears detached and unconcerned about the welfare of others. These are your words, are they not?
They are. But they could describe any normal teenager. It's a narcissistic age.
You're saying Max Pagano was a normal teenage boy?
Objection. Asked and answered. Does he get to badger the doctor until he gets a response more to his liking?
Your Honor, I'd like to declare Dr. Bloom a hostile witness.
I object to that.
I'd like to call a recess, and I'd like to see counsel in my chambers.
Recess 20 minutes.
You're losing control of your case, Mr. Levy.
Your Honor, none of my witnesses are giving the testimony we discussed. It's like they're afraid.
Objection.
Like they've been gotten to.
I object.
We're not in court, Mr. Rhodes.
Your Honor, what he's suggesting is preposterous. He's alluding to some ridiculous rumor that Max Pagano's father is somehow involved with some sort of crime syndicate.
All I'm saying is my witnesses are clearly intimidated. Those that bothered to show up. The arresting officer, he had some kind of a family emergency. I can't even get him on a cell phone.
We'll subpoena him.
Great, so he can get up there and backpedal?
I think Mr. Levy's unprepared, and he's trying to squirm out of the situation by blaming it all on some imaginary mafia connection.
You're the one who keeps saying mafia.
Henry Pagano is a legitimate businessman. He's a restaurateur.
All right, calm down. The point is, Mr. Levy, that you don't have a case right now. Do you have any other witnesses?
The victim of the fire, he's supposed to be here tomorrow. We have to work around his physical therapy.
Well, I can't let this case drag out indefinitely. The way it's developing, I'll have no choice but to find no probable cause and dismiss it.
I'm fine with that, Your Honor.
I think we owe it to this witness to let him speak.
Okay, well, I'll give you one more day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor?
I'll send everyone home.
Bruce,
What?
you have that look.
I've never seen you like this before.
Like what?
Reluctant to do your job.
That's not fair. You can't say that to me.
You haven't even heard from the victim, and you're dismissing the case?
I said I felt tempted, Bruce. I can't rule on no evidence.
Fine, forget it.
And it is totally out of line for you to talk to me this way.
So you get to decide where the line is. Well, when it's written in stone, you let me know.
Oh, my God.
Look what you did to me.
You're awake. You're better.
I'm sorry. They tell me I'm gonna live.
Well, everybody was so worried about you.
Who?
Everybody.
You?
Of course. I mean, I was there when it happened.
I know, you told me to blow it out my butt.
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't remember that one.
The nurse said you came with me. And you were, here again this morning.
Well, I couldn't let you be alone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You care about me a little. I mean, all this stuff that happened between us.
Don't worry about it.
That was me just trying to say, hey, you know, Judge Gray, look over here. Pay attention to me. Because I'm crazy about you. I mean, how I've been ever since law school, since that first day. When you walked into Professor Dunbar's class wearing a black t-shirt and hip hugger jeans and clogs, with your hair in a braid. You tried so hard to be bohemian, but you're just a good girl. And you sat right in front of me and you took down everything that Dunbar said and crossed your legs, swung your foot back and forth, chewed on your pen. It was devastating.
Is that morphine?
I'm not delirious. I felt this way for a long time. It's just, I guess something about dying made me brave enough to say it.
I don't know how to respond to that.
That's okay. I'm kind of tired now. I think I'm gonna sleep for a while.
Good afternoon, Patrick. Thank you for being here. We know you're going through a difficult time. Could you state your name for the record?
Patrick Weiss.
And how old are you, Patrick?
16.
Could you tell us a little about your job?
I work at the Handy Mart, Mr. Pradeep's store. I'm a stock boy. I mostly unload things in the back, and sometimes I help out up front.
Can you tell us what happened on the afternoon of August 21st?
I was stacking magazines, and I heard Mr. Pradeep arguing with somebody. So I went over there, and I saw it was this guy, Max Pagano. He came in all the time trying to buy cigarettes and stuff.
What were they arguing about?
He wanted to buy beer, but he didn't have any ID, so Mr. Pradeep said no.
And then what happened?
Max Pagano said, "Do you know who my father is?"
Objection. Hearsay.
In your dreams, Mr. Rhodes. Continue, Patrick.
Mr. Pradeep said, "I don't care your father's. I'm not selling you beer." They yelled at each other for a while. Mr. Pradeep threatened to call the police. And then Max Pagano said, "I'm going to take care of you myself," and then he left.
Were you also at work later that evening?
Yeah, I was trying to get overtime to buy a new bike. So I was doing inventory in the back. We do it at night when there aren't any customers around.
What, if anything, did you observe that night?
It was around 11 o'clock, and I heard somebody moving around near the trash cans. So I went over there, and the closer that I got, the more I smelled something. Like gasoline. I didn't see him strike the match. The fire went up real fast. But I saw him running away down the alley. I tried to get out, but the fire was blocking the door, and there was all this smoke. I couldn't yell for help. I couldn't even breathe. I figured I was dead. And I was really scared because I thought I wouldn't be able to see anyone ever again. You know, like my parents and stuff.
Patrick, this person who set the fire, do you see him? In this room today?
Yeah. That's him.
Maxine, I just got a call from Michelle Krause. She wants you to go over there.
I can't. It's my son's book signing tonight. I have to be there in half an hour.
She wants to give Leslie up. I'm sorry, she's crying, very upset. I think you should get out there before she changes her mind.
I got mad at the guy in the store, and I set a fire in his trash can. I didn't mean for the whole building to burn down. It was kind of a joke. I've never been in any kind of trouble. You could ask anybody about that. I come from a good family, so I don't think I should have to go to jail. It's not like I meant to do it.
Anything else, Max?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Do you have any other witnesses, Mr. Rhodes?
No, Your Honor.
You're dismissed, Mr. Pagano.
You need a recess?
No. No, I'm ready to rule.
Your Honor, in closing...
Sit down, Mr. Rhodes. I'm ruling. Now, because this is a first offense, and given Dr. Bloom's evaluation, I am denying the motion to transfer this to the adult criminal docket.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. In that case, we are prepared to stipulate to the facts.
Yeah, well, I'm finished with the good news because I am finding you delinquent. Now, in view of the seriousness of your crimes and the malicious intent behind them, and because a truly courageous young man has been scarred for life, I am sentencing you to Long Lane until your 18th birthday, which for your information, is a locked facility. I'm adding 5 years to that sentence, time which will be served in an adult facility. Now, I'm suspending that sentence, but what this means, Mr. Pagano, is that even after you get out of Long Lane, if you get so much as a jaywalking ticket, you're going to be doing hard time before you can legally buy a beer. Understood? Get your father to explain it to you. We're done.
Court's dismissed. You're not staying late, are you?
No, I have somewhere to be.
All right. Stuart Collins.
Oh, he's better. Yeah, he's gonna be okay. You know, he actually died.
Do you have a whole tunnel and white light thing?
I don't know. He told me he was in love with me.
No kidding.
What?
It's obvious. Why else would he behave like that?
He was horrible to me.
What's the first lesson in courtship you ever learned? It's a dope version of pulling hair and snapping bra straps.
Judge Gray.
Mr. Pagano, I can't speak to you like this. It's highly inappropriate.
I want you to know I'm insulted. Why'd you send the meat back?
Well, I can't accept things like that.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, I mean, I can't accept gifts.
You look hungry to me. What you did to my kid today. It's the best thing that could ever happen to him. He has to learn the consequences of his actions. You know?
Yes. Right.
You're a good judge. I'm gonna send you some more meat.
Please don't.
Are you sure? I mean, there's no problem.
Yes, I'm sure.
Michelle? Where's Leslie?
She's in her room.
Does she know I'm coming?
Please, go see her now.
Where's Roger?
He went out. I think he needed to get away from us. You see, I realized I'm going to lose him if I don't do something. So I have to do something.
I understand.
You can take her now, can't you?
I'd like to talk with her first. Leslie? Leslie?
She's cold. You see, I was doing the holding therapy, like Martha taught me. She wouldn't quit screaming, Maxine. She just wouldn't quit. So I took a pillow and I held it over her face. Not very hard. Not for very long, but she didn't even put up much of a fight. It's like she wanted it to stop. She just wanted it to be over.
Thank you. Should we get started?
Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Vincent Gray, and this is my first novel, A Fortunate Son. I encourage you all to buy several copies. Makes a great holiday gift. So I'm gonna read a little bit. Fortunate Son. Rudy Lukatsky wanted a son, but more importantly, he needed a son. Rudy was a rabbi as his father had been. He was a man of God. He believed in all things sacred. He believed in a world that made perfect sense. Over the years, he had become blinded by belief. He had become hardened against the frailty of human nature. The concept of divine and unconditional love had rendered everything else incomplete. With God as the standard, what person, what child could ever make him happy? He wasn't aware of these things on that cold night in January 1965. He did not know that people could be broken by the weight of possibility. He did not understand that they could be ruined by goodness, that damage could be done by hope. He only knew that he had a son, and God was just, and love existed, and the world had his permission to go on.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, the detective's homicide investigation yields shocking results.
I'm fibrocystic. It's hereditary. All the women in my family have breasts filled with tapioca.
That's an interesting image.
Don't worry about it. I don't.
I think it's important to remember how misleading facts can be.
I tend to find the facts rather factual, Mr. Hanna. Are you intending to prove that your clients weren't the ones who burst into an authorized after-school activity, hassled the participants, damaged student and school property, and then topped things off with a round of egg throwing?
No, Your Honor, but I will put their actions in the proper political context. What might appear to be vandalism was, in reality, a protest against the erosion of the separation of church and state.
With eggs?
Well, by any means necessary. Jake Flanders and Wallace Reed were deeply disturbed that an overtly religious organization had been given permission to meet on school grounds.
As stated, Your Honor, the Live the Lord Club has permission for their meetings, as do more than a dozen other student-operated after-school activities.
The object of this particular club being the evangelizing of boys and girls with the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.
The Supreme Court doesn't have a problem with this.
And if it was the I Love Hitler Club, would that be permissible as well?
Oh, Mr. Hanna, it is way too early in the morning to play the Hitler card. Mr. Van Exel will give you the particulars of the next meeting. Next case.
Your Honor, I'm Russell Coleman. My group helps organize student-run Live the Lord clubs across the country.
Well, if it's appropriate, Mr. Coleman, I'll hear from you tomorrow afternoon.
This man just equated the Lord Jesus Christ to Adolf Hitler. Do you plan to admonish him for that remark?
No, not at this time.
Don't you think, in all fairness...
Fairness notwithstanding, Mr. Coleman, I decide what's permissible in this courtroom and no one else. For example, I'm letting you speak.
I see.
I thought you might.
So you had this checked, and you know that it's nothing.
Don't fuss. I hate it when people fuss.
I'm not fussing. I just want to know that you're okay.
I'm okay.
So it'd probably be a good idea if we both get checkups before moving to San Francisco. Just have some basic numbers.
Good idea.
You have a regular doctor.
Vincent.
Frankly, I'm a little freaked out by your lump.
It's not a lump.
Lump, tapioca, fiberglass insulation. I felt it.
Don't worry. When you worry, things happen, okay?
Hello? Well, I'm pretty sure my mother was... All right. No, thanks for calling. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Carol, I gotta go.
I'll see you later, then.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it important that we have Mara's picture here so we don't lose sight of what this is all about. The death last year of Alex Finch, the father Mara Rosario never knew, was the last in a series of tragic events in this little girl's life. A life of struggle, loss, and fear in a nameless Guatemalan village without telephones, electricity, or dependable drinking water. Violence claimed her parents. It's our job to see that greedy people don't steal her birthright. Mr. Finch chose to have an affair with Mara's mother, Yelena Rosario, when she was in the United States trying to raise money for the Zapatistas. His responsibilities did not end when she returned to her native country and gave birth to their child. Yelena left the baby with her mother and was subsequently killed in a skirmish with Mexican troops. Alex Finch was the father of this little girl, and Mara Rosario is entitled to her share of the Finch estate.
Hey. Sorry, Lauren. You all right?
Sure. Were you doing something important when the school called?
No, I was finished anyway. Wasn't Grandma supposed to pick you up?
Yeah, but I'm happy to see you, Uncle Vincent.
I'm happy to see you too, Lauren.
You don't come around as much as you used to, because there's awkwardness.
Bring your pack. Hey, what am I, the chauffeur?
I can't sit where there's an airbag. I'll get crushed in the face.
All right.
Once we move to San Francisco, we won't have these moments together.
Is guilt a genetic predisposition with gray women, or is it a learned behavior?
I don't know, because I don't know what that means.
Do up your seatbelt.
Runner,
Alex Finch was many things. He was one of the most successful, sought-after investment managers in the United States. When the private plane carrying him and his only son crashed in the Atlantic off Hilton Head, 3 different Wall Street indices dipped at the news. But he was not the father of this child. More important, he had no knowledge of this child's mother, a woman who is tragically, and I feel compelled to add, conveniently deceased. The motives behind this paternity suit are astonishingly transparent. Greed may be the engine here, but its source is not this side of the room.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to hear testimony tomorrow with all parties ready at 9 o'clock. What do we have next?
Grandma gets so caught up in her own dunnage.
You're saying a lot of stuff that I don't understand today.
It's this thing women do. Even when they need help or emotional support, they retreat into their own world, where no man, no matter how much he loves her, is allowed to enter.
Well, when I get in my own world, I'm going to invite everyone to come live there. Except Ronnie Loomis.
Grandma didn't leave a message.
It's not plugged in.
Why isn't it plugged in?
Because it's broken. When Ronnie Loomis pulls my hair, I kick him.
Sounds right to me. What time will your mother be home?
Late. She has a date with the guy she killed. Why are you and my mom having a fight?
We're not actually having a fight.
It seems like a fight.
You're gonna have to ask her about this. It's kind of a grown-up thing.
It doesn't seem very grown up.
Well, when things get really, really grown up, they start to seem childish again.
I liked it better when you guys got along.
Oh my God, that is so hot.
What?
The coffee, I'm not allowed to have it anymore.
Why not?
I had a heart attack. You have a really short memory, don't you?
No more caffeine.
You don't want to know all the things that can't have anymore. Apparently, I had too much stress in my life. Who knew?
I thought you liked stress. You certainly created enough of it.
I did. I love doing stuff other people couldn't handle. I used to be fearless.
And now?
Now, I'm a little scared.
So this heart thing, is it genetic?
No, actually, it's something I managed to do all on my own. It's amazing what you can accomplish when you put your mind to it.
You've accomplished other things.
Yeah, I thought I'd be a member of Congress by now.
Well, I don't think any of us is where we thought we'd be.
What did you want?
I wanted to be the CEO of a large multinational corporation.
And what do you think your 19-year-old self would think of you now?
That I'd screwed up. Living with my mom. Being a civil servant.
Yeah, I'd think I cracked. I couldn't handle the pressure. You know what? Our 19-year-old selves were idiots.
I spent the night.
Okay. Why?
Because Mom never came home last night. Somebody has to watch Lauren.
I asked Mom to watch Lauren.
Amy, I think the important part of that statement was Mom never came home.
Did she call?
Your answering machine doesn't work.
Well, I'm sure it has something to do with work. Sometimes she spends the night at Sanctuary House.
That's probably nothing. I'll check around.
Will you call me? I mean, when you find her?
Yeah,
How's Carol?
Fine. Will you please stop talking down our decision to move to San Francisco, at least around Lauren?
What?
Plus, she keeps asking what's going on between you and me, and I don't know what to say.
Neither do I.
Well, I think it's your responsibility to tell her.
Tell her what?
Well, it's simple. You hate my girlfriend, and you resent my decision to move away with her. Perhaps you could find some motherly way of explaining that to your daughter.
Vincent, she had the school call you. Did it ever occur to you that Lauren might have her own feelings about you leaving?
She's obviously picking up on your attitude.
Do you want us to be happy about it? Because the way you're behaving, that's exactly what you're going to get. Pure happiness as we wave goodbye.
Amy, not everybody's going to live with their mother their whole lives. Well, that's just a bit meaner than I actually intended.
Just a little bit?
I'll drop Lauren off at school for you.
That's okay, I'll do it.
Actually, I promised her. So if you don't mind, I'd like to keep that promise.
So, you admit you and Jake Flanders disrupted the meeting of the Live the Lord Club.
Things we did as a protest. And the founding fathers were very sure about how church and state should be kept separate. It's an important part of the Constitution. We wanted to make sure that everybody knew how bad it was for public things like a school to mix with religion.
So you threw eggs at your fellow students.
A man's got to stand up for what's right. A school's a school and a church is a church.
Thank you. Your Honor?
Whose idea was it to bring the eggs?
Mine.
Why eggs?
Well, they're messy and gross. Cost a lot less than paintballs.
I see. So you're interested in American history?
America's the greatest country in the world.
Can you name me the U.S. Attorney General?
Bill Reno?
Can you tell me anyone on the Supreme Court?
Well, there's Clarence something. Clarence Thompson. Something like that.
Who was the president during the Revolutionary War?
Lincoln.
You can step down.
You going to the doctor today?
No. Why? Should I?
I met Carol.
Are you sick?
No.
I only go to the doctor if I throw up or bleed.
That's a good plan.
No, it's not. You should have it checked out.
Have what checked out?
Oh, go ahead, Vincent. You started this conversation.
Carol has a sty in her left eye.
It's not a style.
No harm in getting the eye doctor to take a look.
The eye doctor is not going to tell me anything that I don't already know.
Suppose for 1 minute that I agree with you. Your sty is none of my business. I'm way out of line. Granted. Think practically for a moment. You know how annoying I can be. You know how irritatingly focused on something I can become. It's not a pretty sight. This situation has all the earmarks of a classic. But you can diffuse the whole ugly mess with a visit to the eye doctor.
You shouldn't be afraid of the eye doctor.
I'm not.
I think you are.
But I hate the dentist.
You're fixating on my eye because you don't want to deal with your own problems.
What problems?
Your house.
What's wrong with your house, Uncle Vincent?
Nothing.
The roof is cracked and the foundation is caving in. And it's mad at him for moving away. It's barely speaking to him. Maybe you should make those home repairs before becoming obsessed with my eye.
Going to school with you is fun. I'm sure gonna miss it when you move to San Francisco.
You're treating this as though I'm not in it, but I am. I'm getting ready to uproot my life and move with you to California.
What? You afraid you made a bad bargain?
What? No, I love you. When I think about our future, I think of this. I think about you and me bringing our own child to school. I hate to miss out on that because you won't go see a doctor.
Mrs. Finch, how long had you been married to Mr. Finch at the time of the accident?
18 years.
How would you characterize that relationship?
In 25 words or less?
In whatever words you choose, Mrs. Finch.
It was a marriage, with all that that implies.
There was occasional stress.
Of course there was. People think having money in any quantity means you don't have problems. You still have problems. The scenery's different. That's all. But I know that Alex loved me, and I know that he loved our son, Ronnie. We both loved Ronnie.
Mrs. Finch, did your husband ever confess to you any infidelities during your marriage?
Yes, in 1988, possibly 89. It was a very difficult time for us.
Did your husband ever mention the name of a woman, Elena Rosario?
No.
So though your husband had been forthcoming in the past, he never indicated that he was having an affair with an illegal immigrant from Guatemala.
If he had, I would have remembered.
Thank you, Mrs. Finch.
Miss Weldon.
Mrs. Finch, did you ever confide to your husband about your extramarital affairs?
Your Honor.
Way ahead of you. Ms. Weldon.
I'm merely curious if the witness was always as honest as she claims her husband to have been.
Bank the fires of curiosity.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Of course.
I'm not saying Alex was a saint. He wasn't. But if he was going to have an affair, it wouldn't be with a communist from Guatemala. The man raised $100,000 for Bush.
Well, clearly he was ambivalent about his politics.
He wasn't ambivalent. He was a Republican. He could be as charming as he could be infuriating. Occasionally, he could be both at the same time. Often, actually. He was also the most tender, loving man I ever knew. And the most honest. He's gone. So is our child. Now, I do not want to idealize my husband. He would hate that. But I am not going to let people tell lies about him either.
Thank you, Mrs. Finch.
Vincent. Hi.
Hey, Sean. Listen, I feel a little foolish, but I can't seem to find my mother.
Oh.
I'm sure everything's fine, but yeah, I've been to Sanctuary House and they haven't seen her, and she didn't come home last night, so.
I'm sorry, Vincent. I don't know where Maxine is.
Couldn't you page her or something?
I've been paging her since yesterday, and she hasn't responded. Which, unfortunately, is not that unusual. She doesn't like to be checked up on. When I saw you, I hoped you might know something.
No.
You say you already talked to the people at Sanctuary House?
Yeah.
I think we better find her.
Thank you.
Two minutes.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. You see any resemblance? What?
I don't think you can base this kind of judgment on something like that.
Well, I might as well. I'm not gonna get anything more scientific. This picture is supposed to pull at my heartstrings, right? That's why Ms. Weldon blew it up so big, so I could look into little Mara's eyes. Well, what do you think?
I think Weldon is out of her league and way over her head.
Or that's what she wants us to think.
You want me to check her out?
No, I'm just being paranoid, right?
Okay. You're gonna be late.
It's like we're staring at the mind of Maxine Gray.
And I'm frightened.
Well, she usually keeps her files with her, in her car. Maybe there's a clue on her computer that'll tell us something.
Page her one more time.
Hardly anything on here. Does she even use this thing?
Mother lives her life on little pieces of paper.
Wait, here's something. She's meeting V for lunch at 1:15 at Teddy's.
That was me 2 weeks ago.
Now is it okay to be officially worried?
Ladies and gentlemen, I need everyone available in the conference room in 10 minutes.
Why didn't Maxine pick her up?
I don't know. She didn't come home last night either.
Could she be with Jared?
He's in Europe.
No, I wouldn't worry.
Not even a little bit.
Oh, thanks. Well, I think Vincent would let you know if there was anything to worry about. Peter and I were thinking the four of us should go to dinner.
You mean me and Stu and the two of you?
No, I meant Vincent. I thought you hated Stuart.
I did. I mean, he was a shark.
Was?
Well, he's different since the heart attack. He's gentle.
Well, people do change.
Well, I don't know.
You think he's being nice just to get you into bed?
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, the old him. If there's a new him, that... I'm a little confused.
When I first met Peter, he was pedantic, opinionated, and a bit dorky. He's changed a lot, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Not to mention a certain other person. I knew a girl once, broke hearts right and left. She thought nothing about turning to a guy on a date and saying, "I'm sorry, this isn't working out for me. Let's just cut our losses and say goodnight." And then she got her heart broken and became kinder and more caring.
Do you mean me?
What do you think of the double date idea?
With Stu?
With Vincent. Not a date, just... We really want you to make peace before he moves away.
Who's we?
The family. The whole family.
Come on, people. Someone in here has to know what Maxine Gray's working on. This is an emergency.
She said you'd say that.
Listen up. It is about damn time you became more afraid of me than you are of Maxine Gray. Right, look, I'm not trying to check up on her or second guess her. This really is an emergency.
She said you'd say that.
Fine. You don't want to believe me? This is her son, Vincent. Careful, they might ask to see your ID.
Hi. I'm Vincent Gray. I'm Maxine's youngest son.
Oh, the one who's moving to San Francisco?
The dog groomer.
Oh, he used to be a dog groomer. Now he's some kind of writer.
See, the thing is, my mother never came home last night. And she left her granddaughter waiting in front of school, which is not like her. So I'm really worried. Please, if you know something, tell us. I'll take all the blame.
She might have mentioned a woman named Cyril.
Linda Cyril? It's a pretty bad case of domestic abuse Maxine's been working on. Trying to get the woman to leave her husband.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. He's dangerous.
Jake Flanders and Wallace Reed have admitted their actions. They would, however, like me to consider their motives. I have. Unfortunately, the only motives I can find are petty maliciousness and a thoughtless disregard for others. And while Mr. Flanders and Mr. Reed claim to have acted in the name of the Constitution, this is clearly an attempt to graft some kind of nobility onto the incident after the fact. So, Jake Flanders and Wallace Reed, I am sentencing you to 6 months supervised probation, during which time you will be under an 8 p.m. curfew and not allowed to participate in any after-school activities. You will also apologize to the members of the Live the Lord Club and make any appropriate restitution. And I want you both back here in 2 weeks, at which time you will make separate oral presentations about the Bill of Rights, specifically the separation of church and state.
Whoa, we get homework out of this?
The cost of liberty is dear, Mr. Reed.
Ten minutes.
Your Honor, I must protest.
Well, the steps of the courthouse are out that door, down the steps and to the left.
6 months probation? That's nothing.
I think these boys would disagree.
These boys need to be punished.
Mr. Coleman, we're done here.
This is the worst sort of political correctness. If these boys had disrupted a group of feminists or homosexuals, you would have leapt at the chance to make an example of them.
First, Mr. Coleman, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm not going to cite you for contempt. Second, perhaps you'd like to get together with these boys as they do their constitutional homework. The law is not an excuse, and it's not a blunt instrument. It's a balancing act, and the only way it works is if it works the same for everyone. If you'd like to see this for yourself, you're welcome to sit in this courtroom for a month or two, provided you keep your mouth shut.
Come on.
Mr. and Mrs. Cyril, this is Sean Potter from the Department of Children and Families. I'd like to speak with you, please.
There's nobody home. Oh my God.
This is not a legal entry.
Look at this place.
Vincent, as an officer of the state of Connecticut, I can't just bust down people's doors.
So stay outside. Mom!
God, it looks like someone went berserk in here. Maxine! Okay, there's no blood, so that's good.
That's the silver lining? There's no blood? Let me have your phone. Mom!
Hello? With the Department of Children and Families. Hello? Yeah, that's Maxine's pager.
Oh my God. Now what?
Let's not jump to any conclusions. All this means is that she was here. Maxine loses more pagers than anyone else in the department. Hell, sometimes she just flings them away.
Hey! What the hell you doing in my house? Huh?
Mr. Cyril, I'm Sean Potter from the Department of Children and Families.
What's your mind? Relax! No! Stop! No!
This is her pager. What'd you do to her?
You got the wrong guy, pal.
All right, just calm down, everybody. Now, what happened to your place?
Yeah, okay, that was me, all right? I was pissed. I come home, the old lady skipped on me, so I let out some frustration.
You say old lady, you mean your wife? What, she ran out?
Yeah.
Well, perhaps if you hadn't been beating her for the last several years, that wouldn't have happened. That's just a helpful hint from the Department of Children and Families.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, huh? You can't come in here, I'll sue you.
If you hurt my mother.
I said get the hell out of here, huh? I'll call the cops.
You've been seeing a lot of cops. You've been drowning in cops.
Keep walking, you punk. Get out of here, punk. Or you want to come back and have a piece of this, huh? You want a little more? Come on!
Isn't that one of the state's attorney's investigators?
The less we talk, the better.
Why?
You need to put me on the stand.
Why?
If I tell you, it'll be ex parte communication.
Yeah. Do you have something good? Oh, right. Don't say anything. Just walk away. How will I know what to ask you? Right. Don't say anything. Just walk away.
Last time anyone saw her was yesterday morning.
Well, tell them we checked the area hospitals.
Detective, I know all about the 48-hour rule when it comes to missing person cases. Isn't there some way we can streamline? How about a little professional courtesy here? This woman is a dedicated social worker, and we have very real fears for her safety. Thank you. Officially, it's a rule, 48 hours.
And what about unofficially?
Unofficially, he's going to put an APB out on her car and stick a unit on Cyril's street. When the 48 hours are up, they'll serve Cyril with a warrant and check the house.
That's it. That's all they can do?
Miss Walden has informed me that she's unable to predict when a DNA sample or a birth certificate will be forthcoming, so I'm afraid we are at an impasse.
Your Honor.
Do you have any more witnesses?
No, Judge Gray.
Mr. Oswald?
We're done, Your Honor.
Fine. Then I'm going to exercise my right to call my own witness. Mr. Van Exel?
Your Honor, this is highly irregular.
You can't call your own court services officer.
Your objections are duly noted. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Have you come across information that is pertinent to this case, Mr. Van Exel?
Yes.
Objection, narrative.
You're right. Sustained. Did you make an independent investigation of this case?
Yes. I asked an investigator in the state attorney's office to verify Miss Weldon's credentials.
Objection? Relevance?
Denied. Did you find an aberration in her credentials?
No.
Did you find that she is misrepresenting herself in any way?
Yes. Miss Weldon is not an independent lawyer. She works for a firm in Miami.
I am an associate in a Florida firm, Your Honor, but as a member of the Connecticut Bar, I am independent.
Can you tell me what Miss Weldon's Florida associates have to do with this case?
Yes, I can. Miss Weldon's firm is litigating 16 cases in 5 states, all on behalf of Guatemalan orphans, each fathered by a wealthy American, killed in, 12 air crashes, 2 automobile accidents, an avalanche, and a ferry boat sinking.
Your Honor, the defense moves to dismiss the civil suit with prejudice.
Granted. You may step down, Mr. Van Exel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait.
I'm also ordering
You're
the transcripts of these proceedings be delivered to the state attorney, to the Bar Association, to the Immigration and Naturalization Service, to the State Department, to the Department of Consumer Fraud, and anybody else I can think of. You, Ms. Weldon, are why there are lawyer jokes. Next case. Well, yeah, it was a judge's dream. Putting an entire firm of lawyers behind bars. Florida lawyers.
Yeah, I've been ambitious. I've cut corners, I admit, but to take advantage of a parent's grief and starving children, I mean, can you imagine what they've done to their karma?
You believe in karma?
I don't know. I've never actually said the word without canic.
Canic?
Karma? Canic? Car mechanic?
You're a terrible listener.
Then why are you talking to me?
Maybe because I killed you, and now I feel guilty.
You did me a favor. A heart attack's supposed to be a signal to slow down and reassess your values, your goals, consider your karma.
Yeah, I think Dick Cheney pretty much ruined that for everybody.
Pretty much.
I gotta go home. Gotta see if my mom showed up.
Right.
I mean, not that I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be balancing my checkbook and watching infomercials now.
Because of me?
No, because of this bad courthouse coffee.
Oh. Okay. Just take a little whiff. It's time for me to take my blood thinners. Good night. Thank you.
I used to think that I was good at waiting, sitting around. Turns out that I'm not.
I was kind of hoping Cyril would charge you with assault.
Thanks a lot.
And hurry things along and bring the police in and give them a reason to investigate.
Investigate what?
Something happening?
Could you possibly take Lauren upstairs and get her into pajamas?
Of course. Yes. Of course. Come on.
Why did the police have to investigate? It's too early to go to bed.
What's going on?
I never get to hear the good
Didn't Mom come home?
Oh, now you're concerned? Where was that concern this morning?
I trusted you to tell me if there was anything to be concerned about.
What, your finger's broken? Have you lost the ability to call me and ask if your mother's all right?
You know, I've seen Maxine in a lot of tight
This is
situations.
so typical of you. You withhold information, and then you blame me for not reacting the way you want me to react.
Amy, bite me.
Where's Jillian? She just left me out there waiting in the car.
Lauren, wait a minute, come back here.
Hi, Mommy. Did you hear about the investigation?
I'm sorry, she broke away.
What's going on?
Mom is missing.
No, she's not. She went on the lam with some battered woman until she could find her a secure place in a woman's shelter.
Peter, dear, don't use that language. It's melodramatic.
Are you all right?
Where the hell have you been?
Oh, apparently Vincent doesn't care if you're all right. He just cares about where the hell you've been.
I'm fine. Why shouldn't I be?
You knew where she was?
Why did you tell him?
Because I'm dependable, and Mom said it was a very sensitive secret.
Why didn't you tell us?
Oh, you know, you two really aren't communicating very well these days. So I thought it made sense to tell Peter. What's the difference?
You wanted us to worry.
Oh, stop it.
You wanted me and Vincent to come together in the face of tragedy.
Maxine wouldn't do that.
What tragedy? She's standing right here.
Guess what, Ma? It didn't work.
No, it sure as hell didn't.
It didn't.
I'm going to bed. Night.
Was that the whole investigation?
Carol.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
You all right?
Did you find your mother?
Oh, God. Even for the Grays, it was award-winning passive-aggressive manipulation. We thought Mom was strangled and buried in a shallow grave. As it turns out, she was just in a motel, trying to teach Amy and me a lesson. Are you coming to bed?
You win. I'm gonna go see a doctor tomorrow. About the lump.
Hey, come to bed.
This is the part where you say, Carol, I'm sure it's nothing.
Carol. I'm sure it's nothing.
Better be nothing. Because if there's anything wrong, it's your fault.
That sounds reasonable.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, Amy's relationship with Stuart takes a dramatic turn. Don't miss Judging Amy, next.